Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to 3Y TV. And tonight, the weekend Woodsman's OSCA series heads to. I messed that up.
You did it. You did it.
We had a week off.
Yeah, week off, and I just forgot it.
Sorry, where are we, Goody? Where are we?
We're at
No,
hold on, Goody. Goody, hold on. I got you. Hold on. Look at this. Hold on.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. There we go. We're at whatever speedway we want to be at, but it's definitely. There we go. Now it's Talladega. I love it. Thank you, Carlos.
You're welcome.
My bag.
we're turning left. That's all that matters.
Yeah, we're at a super speedway. It says Daytona, but I'm still convinced it's Talladega. But I'm here with Carlos, as you already heard, Adam and Vic, and tonight the chase-offs resume here after the week off. And man, obviously my brain's still about a week away here. But Adam, tonight with as the chase-offs kind of heating up again, Cameron Rich retaking the points lead a couple weeks ago. That can all go out the window here with a couple crazy halves here with the super speedway, because it sounds like these cars are a little bit of a handful, as I think we've seen earlier in the season at Talladega. What's that?
Chaos.
Yes. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it in me bones.
I think tonight has the potential to be complete chaos, because you're gonna have your chase offs guys that are trying to take care of themselves, and then you're gonna have the other 3/4 of the field who understand that a plate track is a very good opportunity to get a win, and that's all they care about. So I don't think we're gonna see a lot of riding around. I don't think we're gonna see a lot of calm racing. Maybe if there's a big wreck early and they decide that they want to do that, but there's too many people in here that really want to get a win in OSCA. I mean, my sole win came at Daytona and it was amazing. So there's a lot of other guys like that want that feeling, they want that win, and they're not going to let the chase-off guys just have a nice, easy plate race. Like, it's probably going to be chaotic.
And even some of those chase-off guys, I'm looking at David Westergreen there, about 70 points back of Cameron Rich. A guy who runs relatively well at these plate tracks. He was talking about it today that he's given up 3 wins in OSCA competition here at Daytona. So he's hungry, and he's won here on super speedways before. So he's going to be a guy I think is in a position too. He's not going to be taking it easy, just worrying about points. This is a place for him to kind of strike and go after gaining some ground here. At least maybe not quite Cameron, get the points lead coming out of tonight, but definitely put a big chunk out of it, I should say.
For sure. You're doing a good job. I was thinking of Westergreen earlier, because the word everybody says at plate tracks is momentum. You'll hear that. You'll probably hear us talk about momentum 10 times tonight. I wouldn't be surprised. But when I think of plate racing, I think of timing. Making the right runs when they're there, making the right block when it's there, deciding not to make the certain block, not take that run, not push that guy. It's all timing. And Westergreen and a few other guys are very, very, very good at just timing things correctly, knowing what's going to happen a split second before it actually happens. And there's been a couple times where I've definitely latched on the back of Westergreen because I know he's going to make the right moves, and just tried to ride with him. And there's some other guys out here tonight that I think can, make a run. Like Adam Tepe is a good plate guy. DJ Weeks is a good plate guy. It's all about that timing and taking the runs when they're there and making the right moves.
Yeah, it should be fun to see who's going to make those right moves here tonight. I believe
that car's missing something.
Yeah. He just told me to refresh my paints if you want to see the roof number.
Okay, I'll see if I can do that. This is my first time looking at it too.
It looks so good, and it's missing something.
Yeah, I heard Vic say that.
True.
Oh, good. It wasn't just my computer that was screwed up. But yeah, sharp looking car there for Dallas Myhan. But
here's a backstory. This is the car that initially was supposed to be run in the throwback race, but I messed up and I ran out of time.
And
to get it done.
Finish it.
Yeah, it was my fault. So I asked Vic to see if he can get one done, and because of the short timing, how like complex it kind of was, we decided to go with a different one. But I told Dallas, hey, we're still running. It's just let me know what day, and then I'll get it commissioned properly. And I sure and behold, got it kind of done. It's missing just one part, but I'm sure we'll get that little vinyl applied before the before the race is starting.
Yeah, this is like NASCAR, the preseason Thunder kind of paint scheme going on without the roof numbers. Hey, it's still somewhat fitting, even if we can't get the roof number. But I think with all the mess ups, paint scheme wise, me announcing wise, I think I failed to announce that tonight's two halves, 50 laps apiece, top 20 cars will invert tonight. So I think Adam's keywords of chaos could definitely come into play. But we're about halfway through qualifying here. I'm thinking it's time to make some picks.
I want to say I do love the big invert. By the way, I'm a big fan of the big invert. I know we only really do it at play tracks, but I think it's a lot of fun. I think it puts people who could run up front if they could just get the track position and maybe they're not good qualifiers up towards the front. So I'm really looking forward to the big invert.
I love it.
So, yes, it is time for the picks, and so I'm not gonna beat around the bush here, but Goody, I feel for the guy that I'm about to pick.
Uh-oh.
But it's not because he drives for your team, but because you sponsor him. I'm gonna go with the 99 of Gilberto Javier.
Oh,
that's gonna be my pick. I don't know what it is. I got a feeling that he's going to have the worst luck.
Mom, if you're out there listening, overpower that. Listen, this Goody's magic right now.
I'm super sorry for saying that, but I really feel that it's gonna be some terrible luck.
Oh boy. Well, since you're sensing the luck, well, I unfortunately have to jinx one of the drivers. And I feel like it's normally a safe pick. He runs well at plate tracks. I'm going with the 51 car of Brent Jones. Sorry, Brent.
Let's just go ahead and get my apology out of the way. I'm going to jinx the hell out of you. So if you're watching, you can yell at me later. Give me the 9 car of David Westergreen.
Oh, you didn't do it. I already did that.
I saved him. I saved him for this, so don't let me down.
Man, you're all local.
So up next would be Matt, and I don't know who Matt wants.
Oh.
But
who's Matt gonna get?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Matt the guy that I think he'd probably want to pick tonight.
Jeff Green?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that!
He's gonna get Jeff Green.
Oh wow.
Carlos, who you got?
Man, you're all local for using legitimately good picks here. Because it's gonna be chaotic, guys, as qualifying is over. I'm gonna go ahead and just pick a safe driver, get me a nice safe results, and listen, I need a father figure in my life. I'm gonna go with OSCA Daddy.
Oh,
raise me right.
I like that pick. I like that pick a lot.
I feel like Carlos has got a big whiteboard behind his desk for his picks with like a bunch of like things tied to it, like a CSI board to try to figure out who he's gonna pick. Because he goes through the most in-depth explanations ever, so he's had plenty of time to figure this out.
I'm pretty sure he writes poems all night long too, before he makes his picks.
Listen, I've written one song.
Oh, hey, it's one more than I have. But
yeah, one more than me.
As you look through the starting lineup, Cooper Johnson does get the pole here tonight for the Bite Size Sports 400K. And so yeah, good job for Cooper Johnson. Damian Leininger right on the outside. How about that second row? You have Dave Carpenter and Thomas Capuano. And third and fourth, and a couple of our chase-off guys right behind them, Joe Francis, Cameron Rich, in fifth and sixth. So it's I think especially looking at the top 10.
Hold up.
Kind of looking through the running order quick. You have a kind of a plethora of those guys who run good at the plate tracks and those guys right in the middle of the chase-offs. So again, we're talking chaos all night long, and it could be right off the get-go here. This could be a powder keg.
I hate to stop all this. What is that?
What is that? What is that?
That is Cooper Johnson's pitboard.
Is it giving us the number one symbol? That we are number one?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Man, you got some eagle eye hawk vision for noticing that. I probably never would have noticed that.
It was just so weird. All right, well, before you guys continue, let's take a look at who's got their webcams on today. Gilberto Javier requested it. Hasn't backed it up, unfortunately.
Ooh, come on,
Ray Bracey has it on. Tim Conrad, OSCA Daddy, gonna race me right. No Dimentoma. Zach Evans is not here. I have to find somebody to take my car photos after this. Megan Delicado, no sir. Ty McIntosh, unfortunately, hope you're doing better, but he is not in tonight. Dallas Myhand is in it. He's got a special scheme. We talked about that. Adam Peeler, no siree. Seth Rawls, Cameron Rich, only did it the once. Darren Staff, God, Darren, come on. Just playing Lethal Weapon all day. Forgets to join. Oh, no, there he is. He's got it up. He's got the webcam up. Jake, nope. Jordan Tarble, nuh-uh. Matthew Bayuk, not in this league. And that's it.
That's it. So we got the onboard cameras ready to rock and roll. I believe some guys are dropping. Or no, is my scoring jumbled up? I think.
No, we definitely are having some connection issues.
From who?
A number of people. I just got disconnected myself.
I did as well.
Oh no! Guys, I got some bad news. It is raining in the backstretch.
And wow, I'm looking. Westergreen has some damage on the back end of his machine already. Something must have happened.
There is a lot of rain in the backstretch, guys. We have lost the racetrack.
Daytona,
I see lightning.
Oh, not one of these again.
We need to red flag the race for some lightning.
Unfortunately, we're gonna have to switch on over to our stationary cameras while they fix the lightning issue.
Yeah, hopefully, because we have a number of drivers that did get disconnected. Damian Leininger, Dallas Myhan, Braxton DeWeese, our number 2 guy in the point standings. Joe Francis, another chase-off driver. Alex Kenton in the 00 tonight. James Watson, Adam Tempe, Gilberto Javier Gomera. Wow, Vic, couldn't have called that any better. Gavin Hibbs and Brent Jones right now currently got disconnected from the lobby. So they're going to try to give these guys a little bit more time to get back in. And why? Okay, is it just me? But on my screen, I don't know if this is a connection issue, but Westergreen does not have a front bumper, and his rear bumper is messed up as well. But I don't know if anyone else is.
I can't tell you. I'm loading in.
Yeah, I'm restarting as well, so.
I'm trying to look here even on the camera that we're looking at now, and I think it's the same thing. It looks like a little bit of a modified right off the get-go for David Westergreen. So I'm wondering if all the shenanigans with guys getting disconnected and whatnot maybe cause some havoc on pit road. It looks like Hibbs and Francis are back in the lobby. So I'm thinking if you disconnect here and get back in, I believe they're gonna have to start up pit road, aren't they? Yeah.
They would, but I'm sure that'll be better than losing laps.
I'm hearing Dustin Dewar having some damage too. He's requesting to see if he can go down pit road.
Westergreen is definitely a modified.
Yep, Wester Green is. I think Jeff Green, I think Wester Green might have gotten the back of Jeff Green right off the get-go. You see a couple cars coming down pit road to get some of that damage fixed. Wow, so we were calling for chaos. I didn't think it was going to be before the cars really started to roll here. That was a little unexpected.
I didn't know virtual Mother Nature was a thing until now. So
yeah, man, oh man.
That was crazy.
Yeah, so we're gonna try to iron this out. Let some of these drivers get back in to the lineup. I think Brett Jones, I think, got back. A lot of the guys, I think, who disconnected are at least attempting to get back in the lobby now. So hopefully the skies will clear up and we'll get racing here momentarily. But wow. So I don't know if Vic, he got the rain effect there, or I mean, it's really raining. It's not virtual.
Yeah. I don't know. It's actually raining in the racetrack. I don't know why the cars have not pulled down pit road yet.
Yeah, Vic. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with Vic. Obviously, he's gonna have a lot of wrecked race cars on his hands. Oops. But
well, we're gonna take a little break. As we gotta kind of figure it out. We'll come back when we have some developing news.
All right, sounds good. getting ready to go. Green flag racing, 50 laps. Top 13 cars will invert. Joe Francis leads the way, and they are racing.
You know, I talked to a lot of drivers before this thing, and there is no preference as far as the fastest groove, and they said you can run just about anywhere. And as you can see, we're already starting to fan out. We've got Hank Steinmiller and Cooper Johnson all the way up at the top of the racetrack.
And Cameron Rich was down below almost before they took the green. He's chomping on the bit. He's looking to turn his chase-offs around here. Takes that second spot. He's looking for more. He's going for the lead going into 3.
Yeah, it looks a little bit twitchy there as they dive off into the off into turn 1 and turn 3 there at speed. But yeah, look at that. They come off turn 4 and where's the paint scheme on Joe's car?
I'm not sure. I refreshed training paint. Oh, you gone?
Okay, so I got one. I asked him, and so he put the banner on, and for some reason, Green Paints did not let him use his actual paint scheme. So, yeah, he'll have it fixed next 2 weeks from now when we come back.
So he is the man in black tonight, Joe Francis. He's an intimidating force to be reckoned with.
I'm already having a lot of fun watching Austin Beers. He drove it in deep into 1 and 2, but he rode he went higher than anybody has gone all night. And in 3 and 4, he took the run and he drove it below the apron.
And the old short track kid going on the 2-mile racetrack tonight. He's looking to make a return in a loud way here in OSCA competition. But speaking of returns, Jeff Green, it's been I think he was here last week. I can't remember. Sometimes the nights don't go the longest, but hey, he's running 3rd place right now, and he's putting some work on his buddy Joe Francis running in that 2nd spot, the man in black. Going to the high side here. Yeah, it looks, and that's what's kind of cool. What I've been noticing. You see Jeff there. I think the last pass he made was on the bottom there. You see him taking the top side of Joe Francis. You see these guys just kind of picking and choosing wherever they get the run. They can certainly take it. So it's kind of fun to see.
Yeah, you just go where there isn't a car. There's not a real preference. It's all situational, and I like that. That's more of like the high-speed chess. It's like there is, like, you know, you have a we got trouble. It is Dylan Thomas. Yeah, I was watching Darren Staff got a little bit tight there, and he got out of it. I think that actually might have been. I mean, I think they might have made contact, but the spin was netcode induced. Dylan Thomas whipped it around back right, stayed out of trouble for the most part.
Oh, there was contact for sure, but that shouldn't have been that bad. Let's take a look at an aerial view before we say anything else, though.
Yeah, you'll see they get very, very close to actually touching, and they were probably going to touch, but the netcode for sure sends that 13 car way around more than it should have.
Oh, yeah.
I think Darren was drifting up the track at a quick pace, and it looked like he was just kind of easing up or getting control of that car, and then the netcode reared its ugly head.
Richie Cole's on board.
Whoa, Rashid! Oh, no, I didn't even notice him spinning. He did it!
He did.
You know, as far as damage goes, I want to say Dylan, usually overcorrecting is a disaster, but as soon as it whipped back right, he did lock it down, and there's damage on that race car, but it's not horrible. I don't think it's that much.
Does he have damage on? He has a little damage on the nose. Hopefully that will buff out. It could be catastrophic at a track such as this.
So what? Dustin Dewar had a pretty good view of it. That's a near miss if I've ever seen one.
He's coming. He actually leading him down pit road in the 18th position. So about 18 down back, coming down pit road. A couple guys in the back staying out, but Dewar leading the charge onto pit road here at lap 6 of 50. And I forgot to ask fuel runs. Matt, did you get any of that information for you?
I can go find it. I just want to make note that Bojo car. Oh, Vic's got it.
I heard that 23 to 27 was the fuel.
So this is an insurance move, really.
Yeah.
Tracy missed the stall
to halfway. He's just showing that car off, man. He's coming up with some bangers, man.
He called this he was going for like a glitch remix, but turned it into a hood sticker bomb. It is a bit of a Bojo remix.
The front of his car says Bronco.
apparently that has been there all year. And
Yeah.
I was talking to him. I had no idea. That was news to me. It is a Ford Bronco. Kynan Jones also said that they were sitting on the grid, and Kynan was sitting directly behind him, and he said, what did he say? He said, I'm getting the death stare from a cat. That is the terrifying bumper sticker Ray Bracey sports on the back of his car.
All right. If anybody on.
And we are back. The skies have cleared, and it looks like we're ready to go racing here in half one of the Bite Size Sports 400K. Thank you all for your patience and listening or watching our race 2 weeks ago during the rain delay. And now the pace car is off. Cooper Johnson's going to lead him to the green flag, and we are officially underway here at Daytona.
Looks like
side by side. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, looks like that bottom line's a little bit more formed up. I would assume they're gonna prevail here going into probably coming down to 2.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It looks like Damian got a pretty good jump with Cooper Johnson, but Capuano, now you see Damian falling back. But interesting to see what's gonna happen once that run gets going. See someone already bailing on the low end there. That would have been Alex Kenton in the 00 car. I believe, is that official? We are on lap number 4. No, look at
that'll refresh. Once we cross the line, maybe once or twice, it'll automatically fix itself. Because as far as I know, we never actually took the green, right, Vic?
Nope. We are officially on lap 4.
Yeah, it'll
we
reset.
Had to take the green. We had to take the green so that those that got disconnected could rejoin the.
Okay. So this is officially lap 5.
Yes, this is official.
So this is kind of like you've seen it a couple times before.
Yeah, it's rare.
They start under the green yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's kind of what we did here tonight under the rain delay. And right now the South Shore Rack Racing. I can't remember what does Damian officially. I can't remember now. It's been 2 weeks.
South Shore.
South Shore. Okay,
South Shore.
Yeah, he is South Shore. So South Shore teammates kind of controlling both the lines right now.
Carpenter got loose.
Yeah, could have went for right. I seen a lot of that in practice, Peeler. That these guys, especially once they're in these packs, that second car in line, it's tough to on corner exit. Even talking to Adam Tepe a little bit, I was Do Good guys kind of said it's not necessarily loose, but not necessarily snappy. It just handles weird. But Tepe just said
Carpenter's getting out.
Loose.
He's gone.
Too much for me.
It's super loose. I actually fixed my camera to the leader with this new camera angle I've never seen before. Screenshot 2, whatever that is. And I literally just fixed it right before Carpenter got loose, and I saw the entire side of his car. There's 3 of them getting loose in the same position. This is a cool camera angle. I like this. But yeah, they are completely loose coming off of 4.
I'm almost jealous. I'm gonna have to see what I can find here. Screenshot 2. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah.
Is that
a lot of these cars just kind of bobbling back and forth, going in the corners. I think they're just fighting as best they can to keep these cars under control right now. As Capuano now making that move on the inside lane, trying to get the lead from Damian Leininger here on lap number 7 of 50.
I am worried about David Westergreen. The front end of that car is pretty crinkled.
He's hanging on right now. He's going to be in a tough spot because he got, I think he said he had 50 seconds worth of damage over the radio, and it's going to be a lot. He could maybe hang in these packs, but if he wants to make those David Westergreen-like moves and get to the front, he's going to have to really be well timed tonight because it's going to be hard for that car to lead.
He's just settling in. I don't see anything crazy. It looks like the cars have gotten more stable, maybe. As we ran here.
Capuano getting a push from Cooper Johnson as he's leading the field. And again, Capuano really, as of late, really turning things on. He had that second place finish at Phoenix 3 weeks ago. And his results are getting a lot better for that 21 car. Maybe a win here tonight at Daytona could happen.
That high line is just, they're pushing so much better up there. They're staying more connected on the high line than they are on the bottom right now. At least the front two are.
And I gotta wonder too, are these cars handling a little bit better up top with how loose these cars are right now?
Very possible. You don't have to put as much will into it, so it's very possible.
The only thing that might be a little bit more difficult, it's a little bit different, at least for me when I run the high line, is on corner exit. It's just maybe not as natural for me because I don't run the high line a whole lot. As you see in Leinemann there in the 12 car, leading that top lane now. You see how loose he's getting.
Yeah, there's nobody stable. I love this camera angle, but that's insane. Like, they're completely sideways coming off of 4. It seems like 4 is way more treacherous than 1 and 2.
And not to jinx this either, Adam, but you know, with how these cars are getting off the corner, you know, maybe not right now, we're only on lap number 10, but later on in the race, if one ill-timed bump draft either going in or exiting the corner could be disastrous.
That, and I was also thinking, so these guys up front are sideways off the corners. That can't be doing anything good for the rear tires. So I wonder if the guys in the back are going to be able to save a little more and make some, you know, more aggressive moves later on in the run because they'll have more tires.
Yeah, and you know, the other thing too, it's always difficult because in practice, I don't think we've seen a pack maybe much bigger than, you know, a handful of cars, maybe a dozen. So once you get in a big pack like this, I think things start kind of going a little bit different as far as how these cars handle, how the suck up happens as well. So maybe getting a feel for these cars as I think we do see on the 3-wide TV multicam. A lot of these guys in the pack, I believe it ends with, let's see, Brett Jones. Most of the cars are in the pack. Actually, Darren Stapp is the last car on the lead pack in 26th position. And then some of the guys who kind of leg back, maybe accidentally lost the trap.
I got loose.
Oof, but maybe not a bad thing, especially if the leader's getting loose.
One thing we haven't seen, and with these cars are driving, I don't know if we will see, is 3-wide. You can go 3-wide at Daytona, and if the cars are stable, you can do it pretty comfortably. Not right now. I don't even think 3-wide is even remotely probably crossed these guys' mind. These cars are handling way too bad to try to put them 3-wide. I think as soon as you try to put someone 3-wide, it would go bad real quick.
Yeah, I don't think we're quite that desperate to.
They're all wreck. It's crazy. They're all trying to wreck coming off of 4. Like literally, the front 5 cars are all cattywampus coming off of 4.
But there's going to be a point someone's going to try to make it 3-wide because, for the most part, you don't see the jumbling up that we normally see at Daytona. I'm looking at the top 20. I think Jesse Cottrell in 13th. He's up 7 spots, but for the most part, it's all 2, 1, 3 for Capuano. At some point, especially maybe after the green flag pit stops, you know, if we stay green, that someone's going to get desperate and try to make up some ground. I won't say it's out of the question that we do see 3-wide racing at some point.
Definitely be later. It's way too early to do it now. Cars are not driving well enough to do it now. It would have to be a desperation move with, you know, that 15 lap to go mark-ish. I would think, but I'm also not driving, so you put virtual helmets on these guys, and just like real race car drivers, common sense kind of goes out the window.
Yeah, and there's times where you know better in your own helmet, but that doesn't always you know, virtual rubber meets the virtual road doesn't always happen. Is Darren Stapp? I'm wondering. No, he's kind of got the strategy I sometimes have at plate tracks. I like this. You stay in the pack, but kind of back, just on the tail end of this draft, so you could. Oh boy, even he looked like turned out a little sharper than he wanted to there.
That strategy's never worked for me on the plate track, actually.
You know, I've had good and bad strategy no matter what I did. So I don't
it's
know.
mostly because these and the current kind of like last couple generation cars, it's really been favoring the risky drivers who do stay out near the front a lot because there's barely any suck up on these cars, so you can't like with the Gen 4 or the Gen 5 just stay in the back and then actually finagle your way up to the front. It's you can do it with these cars, it's just very difficult and you do need a certain amount of luck to it. So this is one of those favor fortunes the bold type of things.
And that's exactly what it is. You know, I think generally here, you know, it's not one of those, wait until 10 to go and charge the field. You're maybe waiting for green flag pit stops or that first caution to come out and hope you're not in it. I think that's Darren Staff's kind of strategy here. But I've certainly been in that position too, where you're in a car like this it's a little bit tougher to pass, you know, on a forward plate track. And then once you're on the chip ready to go, there's just nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry, Brian.
Oh no. I was just gonna say I kind of got my answer on the 3 wide thing on the last lap. Capiano got really loose coming off of 4 and was in the middle of the track. And instead of taking him 3 wide and putting him in the sucker hole, Cooper Johnson lifted and let him back down, which was kind of surprising. So I kind of really think that these guys don't want to go 3 wide because that was your chance to take the lead and put a guy in the sucker hole, and he even let him back in. So that was kind of a wake-up call to kind of watch. Yeah, it's definitely a live
here
to
comes
see
somebody.
another lap move.
Oh, no, he's getting it.
And I wonder if you could maybe do it right here. Someone's going to do it to Westergreen, put him on the outside. It's like a quick one car. Oh, he might be.
Yeah, I think he's trying to get out of there.
Got that heavy damage.
Yeah. He's got the front bumper back on, but it's definitely there. You see the damage. Man, he's got a lot of good damage there.
Oh,
that's unfortunate.
That's tight.
Oh, we got a little bit more damage on the front end of his car here.
Capiano's super loose coming off 4. He's on the bottom.
He's on the apron.
I've been waiting on that.
Oh man.
And now he's back up.
Yeah, he's gonna. Yep. Looks like he's merged in perfectly.
No. Oh, there they go.
Oh boy.
Man.
Right in front of the guys who were trying to stay back. Did Darren make it through there?
Yeah, I think he did, but I'm not gonna confirm.
Oh boy, I think Gilberto got involved in that. Gavin Hibbs, Brent Jones involved.
You guys said that was Capiano? I had unfortunately looked away right when it happened.
If Capiano, it looked like he merged okay, but then I think 3 wide. It was just.
Oh, yeah, the merge was okay. I don't know if maybe that was the 7 who tried to see if we can get that extra spot. But let's before anything happens, let's take a look at another angle.
It looked like it got tight between.
It looked like it just kept pushing up the hill. Yeah.
It's just, it just happened kind of. Especially not even getting yourself kind of mentally prepared for Bracy. Yeah, and maybe even Capuano just not used to running that car that tight to the bottom of the track, and that's just.
That's one of the things you look back on and you're like, well, maybe he should have just lifted and dropped to the back. He could have done that, but at the same time, I mean, the merge looked fine.
Yeah, to
go well.
We'll have to see what Vic has to say about it, but to me, the merge kind of seemed fine. It kind of seemed like the 7, not really that it was his fault, but he kind of didn't know where the Capiano was going to merge back and kind of put himself in that bad position. But let's see what Vic has to say about it.
Maybe not quite yet. Maybe he's not ready. He's still just snipering the race. And Darren Staff, it looks like his move is. But, you were talking, Adam, about going to the back of the pack, if you're Capuano, kind of the hindsight's 20/20 on that one. But, we see guys, Dave Carpenter, I think Kenton as well, who kind of did that same move, went on the apron on the backstretch and chose to be at the tail end of the pack. They lost the draft, and I'm wondering if that's what Capiano was worried about, which, you know, definitely if that was the case, he didn't panic merge, he didn't Kevin LePage the field by any means, but man, unfortunately, I think it just boils down to that. It's just that hard to have these cars with the way they're handling 3 wide.
Guys, pit stops and biggest winner, Rashid Cole's plus 29 position. So you got a couple drivers, a lot of them, four fresh tires and full fuel. A couple drivers like Zach Rogers, eight seconds in his stall. Darren Staff, 9 seconds in his stall, trying to get up, either just taking fuel or just taking gas. Rashid Cole's a solid 0 seconds in his stall, actually missed his pit stall fully. That's why he's up front. So expect to see him going down Perry Road because, I mean, he can stay out and start third, but he'll have to go down Perry Road by himself.
You know, might not be too bad for Rashid Cole since we're 20 laps into it, 30 to go. I'm hearing average about 22 laps on a tank of fuel here tonight. Maybe stretch it out to 25. So you're still kind of outside that bubble. So I wonder if any of these guys are going to top off that fuel tank here.
There's got to be another caution. But that being said, this caution, while it was unfortunate, as Rashid had actually, it looks like the first actual stall. That's probably why he missed it. Wasn't expecting to be number 1 there. While the caution was uneventful for some of these drivers, it did kind of remove one chance of a special element in plate racing that a lot of people just sometimes forget about, and that's green flag pit stops. During these long green flag races here at plate tracks, this is what separates the winners and the drivers who are screaming at each other saying, hey, get in line, we have to catch up to the lead group. And that's green flag pit stops. A lot of mistakes are made, a lot of time is lost. It's a form of art at this point, and if you don't practice it, you're pretty much going to find yourself either messing up entry, exit, or your actual pit box itself. And I've lost many races just by making mistakes even with practice, and I've come close to winning many of them just because I practiced pit road entry and was able to stay with the majority of the field.
And it's not just you either. You got to hope that the guys you're pitting with also practiced, because you cannot go out by yourself. And you, like you said, if you hit it perfect, but your group is a half second off on theirs, then you're going out and with no help. So I've really got to rely on everybody else to mind their P's and Q's and just hope everyone does the same thing.
Once we go back to green, sorry, Goody, to cut you off, but once we go back to green, we do have Gavin Hibbs exiting the infield care center. We can talk to him.
Yeah, we'll get a word in with him once we go back green flag racing. I was going to say, I've had that too, where I looked like I was the guy coming in like a granny on pit road. Then I realized I was the only guy in my group that did not get penalized, and actually I got the short end of the stick compared to those guys. But we're gonna go back to green flag racing. Zach Rogers on point right now. Cameron Rich on the outside to get the green flag with on lap 22 of 50. Oh, Gavin Hibbs. Okay, now he left the building. He just gave us the vintage Kurt Busch treatment there.
Is he still? Yeah, let's bring it. Let's move him back to infield care center so that he knows that we're there for him.
Yeah, we're there for him. We're thinking about him as
bring him up when you're ready.
All right, we'll bring him up here quick as we're watching the restart here. The battle between Zach Rogers and Cameron Rich. But we get a guy who is involved in our first caution here. Gavin, what did you kind of see how that wreck unfolded? Now he's not ready. He's probably in the bathroom or something.
Oh, maybe that's why he.
We didn't think of that scenario.
Oh, look. Here, don't forget to flush.
He's zipping the pit. Wash your hands.
I did not hear any water, sir.
Yep.
Water here.
Oh boy. So Gavin, what did you see in the windshield there?
Really, the only thing I saw was the I believe it was the and a couple others. I'm not really sure. I think it was the 7 and the 14. You know, the 7 just comes up into the 14 and just literally I had nowhere to go. Man, oh man.
Yeah,
You take 3 weeks off. You come back and expecting, you know.
Ooh, we almost had a wreck there. Yeah, you expect something different to happen, I'm assuming, but almost had another wreck on the racetrack. Go ahead,
But,
sorry.
There's a saying that I always loved to say when I was working. You know, same, you know what, different day. It's pretty much what it's like right now here in these races.
Can you tell me what these cars are like getting off of 4? Because I think I've seen more door panels coming off of 4 than I have at the dirt track.
I can't speak for the rest of the competitors, but really, myself, like, car's been really stable off the corners, and even through the trial. Well, I know Jesse was talking about getting sideways in the trial hole at one point before that yellow. But really, car's been pretty stable. I haven't gotten loose one bit at all race long, but like I said, I can't speak for the rest.
Yeah, so it's been again, talking about your season, it's been I can't even say a roller coaster really. It's been a lot of I don't know, down a hellhole or something, or whatever you want to call it. It's been rough. At this point, do you just try to grit it out the rest of this season and just see what the next season has in store?
Well, we got 1 half left tonight, and then 2 more races, 2 more weeks after that. So I think it's just going to be just run the rest of them out, see how they play out. Really excited for Five Flags next week. I love that place so much. So really hoping for a decent run there next week, and then Miami is going to be a toss up for my team.
So hey, you just go out there, have fun, and make some noise. You know, find the spark somewhere in this dark cave that you find yourself in right now, and hopefully you'll see the light soon. But with that, before we let you go, any shout-outs you want to give?
Obviously, Shifty Sports for bringing me on this whole season. I know it's not the season that we've been hoping for.
Oh,
but
wow. Oh, there he goes. Jeff Green got
Jeff
turned.
Green.
He's upside down. Big wreck.
Oh, big wreck.
No, oh,
I was trying not to cut Gavin off, but it was happening. I was like, I gotta say something.
no.
We're gonna let you go, Gavin.
Yeah, we got.
Right.
Sorry, Gavin.
Probably best.
Bye.
We had a lot to unpack there. It looks like, and as we were talking to Gavin there, we seen Jeff Green and Dustin Dewar, the Do Good boys, just aggressively trying to get their way through the field.
There's some net coat there that shoved Cameron Ridge all the way up there, and then the separate incident with the 2 and that sent the 2 up into Cameron.
Yeah, and 3 wide, and Jeff got loose, and Dusty got in the back of him, and chaos ensued after that. Man, oh man. So many cars. Who just took I didn't catch who took the lick to the right in front of Contrell there.
That would be
Is that Vincent?
That would be the 13 car.
All 13, yep. The old you. Dylan Thomas getting into the wall there.
I was
There's some
hoping to
sponsor
mention
notes.
that I was hoping to mention the fact that's the paint scheme that I won at Daytona in at some reason tonight, for a good reason, but we'll just go ahead and get it out of the way for that.
Yeah, we just rode on board there too with Braxton DeWeese, our number 2 points guy. So that involved a lot of heavy hitters here for the chase-offs, and guys who thought they could get a win here tonight. Man, oh man, Cooper Johnson, I think he's in the lead right now. He's staying out on the racetrack, but I think he even got hit by Jeff Green
Here's your points leader.
before he got sight of it. Oh, you see that netcode damage, and then it went away. Oh, I didn't realize. Oh,
Yeah, it was side by side going
realize
into
he was
one
upside
between Cameron Ridge and Jeff Green. Definitely netcode contact for sure. That sent Cameron Ridge up there, and then the checkup that happened with the 2 that involved that further incident.
So I think we're once again seeing everyone on pit road. Now they can make it.
Oh my goodness!
Here, but
did that happen?
Oh my God! What?
Hold up. Or did he get involved? Where is he?
Who are you talking?
I want to look on board Darren Staff's in-car camera again. That's not Darren Staff.
That's Depe.
Wait, what?
All right.
No, wait. Did he get through it again? Dude, this is a guy who's finding maybe not even luck. He's done some wheelman stuff here. Hang up. Oh my goodness.
Wow. Good hands, driver of the race.
Oh,
Yeah.
you want to look at some people avoiding the wreck?
Yeah.
66, 35, and 00.
All right, let's take a look at the 66 first.
Yeah, that crazy paint job by Neil Rutt. Oh, and it's right in front of him. Oh, he's right behind Darren Staff, so he's probably got a pretty similar. Oh, Darren got sideways. Oh my
All right, who else? Who else?
35.
35. Let me know.
And then 00 as well.
All right, let me know where the leaders are. By the way, I know we're still good,
right
but
now.
yeah, I know we're still good.
2 to green, I think.
All right, we got time.
Here's OSCA Daddy.
That's my pick. My father figure.
Driving oh, he's sideways too. Oh my goodness,
Oh.
he's sideways twice.
Corrected it and then got
Oh,
it loose
yeah.
again to get out of the way. My man. See that I gotta learn notes from my father figure. Who else?
Oh,
00 was the
00.
Oh,
Alex
00, yeah.
Kenton.
He's just riding. Knows the wreck's coming.
Yeah, he's got a bird's eye view of what's going on here.
Look at all the smoke.
Oh my goodness. It's like a minefield of race cars. Oh boy. He saw the rear end of Dustin Dewar's car there and made an evasive move.
We are double stacking up with Cooper Johnson and is that Vincent Isabella?
Wait, was that netcode again?
Is it double netcode?
So there was netcode there. Maybe there could have been contact, but there was netcode for sure. And then in here. No, yeah, you could argue realistically the car probably could have gotten loose like that as well.
Yeah.
But
We're restarting with Cooper Johnson, Vincent Isabella, Tim Conrad, David Westergreen, Neil Rutt, and Dave Carpenter in your top 3 rows.
Carpenter, we talked about him losing the draft. Now he's in the top 10. Restarting in 6. Darren Staff, who was kind of riding. We've seen him get through 2 wrecks here tonight. He's 9th. Wow. Even look at some of the cars that were involved in that wreck. Braxton DeWeese, our number 2 points guy, back in 14th. We did have Cameron Rich in the infield care center. I'll have to see if we can get a word with him once we get back going green flag racing here as well. Like to see what his perspective was.
yeah, we can bring him up
Wreck.
after we go back to green. I do want to quickly specify the special paint scheme that Darren has, and he actually won this year's Daytona 500 with that scheme as a little tribute. Beat out Tony Kanaan. So it was a little throwback scheme for him.
I was wondering that's kind of different colors there for Darren Staff tonight as we're going back to green flag racing. 20 laps to go in the bite-sized Sports 400K half number 1. And wow, great start there for Cooper Johnson. Don't know if it's too good of a start, but you can see some of these cars maybe with some damage now fanning out quite a bit. As now OSCA Daddy and Vincent Isabella is making the charge back up to the leader Cooper Johnson. This could be a 3-car breakaway with how these cars are playing out here. So it's going to be a different ball game here, I think, Peeler, with
New players.
damaged cars. Yeah, new players, cars with damage, trying to hang on, and man, boy, oh boy, you know what? Some of these cars, I gotta wonder, like Westergreen's. This car is obviously not fast. He's having a hard time staying up on the back bumper of OSCA Daddy right now. But I wonder if that car is maybe a little bit more stable with some of the damage, because oddly enough, that sometimes does happen.
It does. If you're David Westergreen, I think you're just thinking you got the damage on the front end. You can't lead a line, right? So just plant that car on that double yellow line and ride in the pack. If they wreck in front of you, maybe sneak out a win, but at least get a top 10 finish if you just plant that car right there. And I'm hoping that's what he's thinking. He's smart enough. I'm sure it's kind of what's going through his mind right now. Is everybody's kind of getting single filed out, going to the bottom, so we can log some laps here.
Man, we just saw Gilberto, Javier Gomera, Vic's pick to have a bad night. It looked like it was going bad after our first wreck. He had some heavy damage at the front end of his car, but with some of the attrition that's going on here in half number one, he's riding in 12th right now. Still a lot of damage on his race car, but he's definitely not alone right now. But I think one of the best things too for Westergreen, he's still got a little bit of that draft from OSCA Daddy, and he's got those two do-good cars behind him, Neil Rutt and Dave Carpenter, that are clean right now, and they're still within earshot, so no desperation moves. They're not gonna try to leave Westergreen behind at the moment, but right now a little bit of a 3-car breakaway before Johnson, Isabella, and Conrad.
The longer that gap grows between Conrad and Westergreen, the worse his car is gonna be at a detriment. He's not going to have as much of a pull. Looks like he really he's getting it right here, getting Conrad having to lift off the gas a little bit, letting Westergreen suck back up, which will help him a lot. But there is an outside lane that is forming.
Now lap car.
They are trying to pull that top line, and that actually right there is going to help them because it was able for them to get the draft off the leaders when they came up. So I don't know, another 2 or 3 laps, we might have that top line up towards the front.
All right, let's do this very quick because he is technically on the track. But let's bring Cameron Rich. He's by himself, going pretty much that scene where Ricky Bobby's like, "Are those the other cars?" That's how slow he is right now.
So we'll bring him in for a quick word. Our points leader coming into tonight, Cameron Rich. So we'll do a little bit of in the booth talking on the racetrack here. But Cameron Rich. Unfortunately, you're wounded here for the rest of half one. What was kind of your perspective of what happened in that last caution?
Just the guy who races like not that many races in the league, kind of driving over his head. So I think it was pretty obvious to everybody what happened on the replay. He was chopping across my nose and just driving all over the track, and then he finally hit me once, then chopped down in the car in the middle in turn one, and then wrecked the field. So I mean, whatever. It's a shame. It's a shame that's how he wants to race championship contenders in this league. But whatever.
And that was kind of one of the things, when we last talked to you a couple weeks ago at Auto Club, looking forward to tonight. It's Daytona. Oh,
caution!
Right now too.
A car.
And that's your title contender right there, getting involved in another wreck, and that's just kind of the nature of the beast here. Unfortunately, is the chaos that can ensue.
Yeah, I felt like I was doing everything I needed to do up there, just keeping my nose clean. I was not even really trying to race anyone, just staying in a position where I wasn't going to get wrecked. And when somebody really wants to wreck that much, they're going to do it. So, I mean, it's just, like I said, it's a shame. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but, I mean, he races 5-6 races a year and doesn't give a crap about what he does to anybody in this league or whatever. Doesn't care if he wrecks anybody. It's a pattern every, week in and week out. He'll wreck somebody, knock somebody out of the way, and just leave the server. So,
all right, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Cameron, hopefully after half number 2, we'll be talking to you under some much better terms.
Thanks, guys.
New leader. Happy note. Daddy OSCA. He won.
Let's take a look at this replay though, because I actually caught this almost happening the previous lap, and let me slow it down. 32 came across the back bumper, and the same thing almost happened last lap where the 8 got loose, and unfortunately this time he was able to he wasn't able to save it again, and looked to be okay, but then made some heavy contact on the wheel area. I can't quite see who that was. That might take
was that
the
DJ
car.
Weeks?
It could have been Weeks.
Yeah, I could. Trying to see. Yeah, it's hard to see who that was. Yeah, I'm thinking it might be DJ Weeks. It's unfortunate for Braxton.
97, yeah.
Yeah, just lining up at that bad point, and again talking about how unstable these cars are, and the car went around real easy there for Braxton DeWeese. And you know, kind of going back to Cameron Rich's interview, that I think that's one of the general, and you see it a lot in, you know, not just this league but any league where I guess you can quote unquote see drivers out of the woodwork, or you know, drivers that don't show up every week. That, you know, once they see, you know, if they've signed up for it in the year and kind of, you know, taking a little absence, and then like, oh, they're racing Daytona Talladega, and then you get that mix of guys that are just going to go out there and you know, they don't care about season points or anything like that. They're just going to try to go for wins, and then you have guys that are going out there battling for that championship, and sometimes, especially, you know, Daytona Talladega, that's again where that powder keg and that chaos definitely come into play. And
That
I
was
think
my
we've seen that
point.
tonight.
At the top of the show, you're going to have guys, playoff guys, are trying to get through the night, and you're going to have guys, whether it's someone who doesn't race a lot or some of the guys that don't have chances to win, are going to make moves to win because this is their chance. I knew it was going to happen. I hate that it happened to Cameron Rich, but it's part of the game, I guess.
Part of the game, and as Carlos pulls up the championship points, even with Braxton DeWeese getting spun out there, he's in 19th right now. Cameron Rich currently 22nd, so not a big gap, but definitely some of that gap potentially will get closed up here at the conclusion of half number one. So, you know, things are definitely going to get tighter. We see Cooper Johnson, who's currently scored in 4th. He's in 2nd right now, and Damian Leininger is in 10th. So it's definitely a chance for some of these guys that are, you know, have some gap in the points to close that a little bit. DJ Weeks, though, unfortunately, his car might be pretty wounded here. But again, how about old Westergreen? We were talking about him on top of the show and how well he runs these plate tracks. Had that early damage. It still looks like it's affecting him, but sitting right there, right behind OSCA Daddy in 3rd.
So for this first get up to speed lap, you know, Westergreen will be able to push pretty well. It'll be that 2nd lap where everybody's at full speed that his aerodynamics are really going to kick in, and he might start slowing up. So if he can push Daddy OSCA clear enough to at least get that line rolling and maybe get somebody else tucked in there with them, they'll be able to stay there. But that 2nd to 3rd lap, Westergreen's going to be at a real detriment, being that 2nd car in line. When you've got that much damage, you can be the 3rd or 4th car in line and maintain. But when you're the 2nd guy, it's your job to be doing the pushing. You're in charge of the momentum. You're in charge of how fast you're really going. So it's going to be really hard for him to keep Daddy OSCA up there with that wounded race car.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough task, but I'm sure Westergreen's going to certainly try to get whatever result he can. But, you know, I'm going to go with the late race pick here. It's not going to mean anything for point standings, but I'm looking at that 45 Darren Staff. We've seen him get lucky, get good going through some of those wrecks, and he's in a position right now in 8th. I'm going to be looking for him to make some noise here before the night is through as we get ready to go back. Green flag racing, only 11 laps until we conclude half number 1 of the Bite Size Sports 400K. Green flag back out. The Tabasco Fiasco is out front and a great jump. And now we might have to worry about too good of a jump. Westergreen didn't get the best of starts behind Cooper Johnson either in that 2nd row, but they're going to get a charge coming out of turn 2. And it's going to be a matter of what are you going to do.
Looks like Neil Rutt. Yep, Neil Rutt's going to get to the 9 first. Daddy OSCA pulls out to block the outside lane. Ooh.
Interesting. Interesting.
I think he knows. He knows. I think that 9 car is wounded. But man, Neil Rutt's doing a good job, and he's pushed Westergreen to the lead. And normally this isn't crazy to see that 9 car in the lead, but with that much damage on his race car, and with 10 to go, he's gonna lead the lap.
Here it comes.
Outside, getting a run. I think Westergreen got that lap, but OSCA Daddy does retake the lead right past the start-finish line. And now, man, oh man, I can't believe what. Oh boy, Cooper Johnson getting loose. But man, oh man, I can't believe that 9 car is putting up a fight, and you know it's gonna be tough, I think, for him to hold on to that lead, you know, with that damage. But not doing too bad of a job with that 66 Neil Rutt in the third, pushing him right now.
It's allowing the 66 to stay connected in the corner. With Westergreen's damage, it's either whether it's the car's a little slower or maybe it just drives better in the corners. The 66 is able to push him through the corners when the outside line is disconnected through the corner. So it's actually letting Westergreen sit there with that one car.
Cooper Johnson cannot appear to connect with Tim Conrad, and it just kind of looks like they're just like sideswiping on the back bumper there. I'm a little scared that could turn Tim Conrad, like we saw it turn the number 8 of Braxton DeWeese, who is currently 19th and still in the lead lap.
Yeah, I think definitely what we're seeing here too, especially as we're getting later in the half, when you want to maybe give him a little push in the corner, give him a little tap, it's so hard to line him up. And yep, I think just as you said, Carlos, it's so easy to get right on that left side of the rear bumper, and it's that's where it's, you know, a push of your finger could spin these cars around. And as we get down to 8 laps to go, oh boy, didn't like where he was lined up going into the corner, and not right now either.
Also, remember, the 91 is a South Shore racing machine. The number 9 is a South Shore racing machine. Tim Conrad, that's Daddy, is a weekend Woodsman driver. Then the next closest weekend Woodsman driver is in 14th, and that's Kynan Jones, and right behind him, Alex Kenton in 15th. So no help anytime soon.
So yeah, now as you see, OSCA Daddy kind of weaving in and out, now going to the inside by David Westergreen, see maybe what he can do with that. Oh boy, someone's going below the apron there.
Oh, Carpenter!
Oh, that car's
hard
killed.
Hit to the inside wall. That car just lost it in travel. What happened there? We'll take a look at the 3-wide TV replay. Seen him and Dewar get a little loose.
Oh, he got behind on the steering.
Yep. And man, that thing just whipped. Unfortunately, he's still going, but man, he took a hard leg to the inside wall.
Yeah, that car, it's pretty much killed. He'll probably still be out there. He does have a black... Oh, excuse me. That was only because he technically crossed pit road, so that was clear.
Oh, yep.
Does not have a meatball from what I can see. The last meatball I have is Adam Tepe.
Okay, so yeah, I'm surprised he doesn't have a meatball with that. There's the... Oh, boy. Some of these wounded cars. I think there we see Cameron Rich as OSCA Daddy and Cooper Johnson battle for the lead. Now Vincent Isabella back in the action, up to the front in the top 3. He's pushing his teammate there of Cooper Johnson to the lead. I should say that's the 82 is a Rack Racing, a sister team of South Shore. Side by side, 6 laps to go. Coming to the line will be 5 more laps. This pack is the ones that are going to decide it out right now. And man, it looks like it's hard to totally get. You know, if you're kind of in that position of, you know, Vincent Isabella, Neil Rutt, Zach Rogers, Darren Staff, Dustin Dewar, it's going to be hard to kind of squeeze your way through there because we've seen kind of the chaos that has unfolded earlier in the night. But I guess now it's time if you're gonna be nuts.
Somebody's gonna try it. Somebody's gonna do it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. You probably want to do it for as little amount of time. I don't know how long of a run it's gonna take to make that 3-wide move, but you want to make it as short as possible. Oh boy, see, I think Cooper getting loose there out of that side cam of OSCA Daddy. Boy, these cars, and that's one thing you generally see too as we're getting down now to 4 laps to go. These cars run a little bit tighter in the corners. There's not as much room given in these corners, and that might open up that top lane for someone to be bold and brave. Going through wind, the top side getting a good run going down the backstretch. Westergreen pushing that 35 down the backstretch, trying to retake it going into 3. This is a seesaw battle up here to the front.
Oh, it's a good push.
Almost too good.
Oh!
Oh, save it.
Oh, I think that's Dustin Dewar on pit road. Hard hit to the inside wall for the 32. And with 3 laps to go, we stay green. But Dustin Dewar's chances of a win here tonight are done.
There's a meatball. Let it out.
Meatball, and he's just going to duck dive down pit road. But that battle up front still going to be decided between OSCA Daddy and Cooper Johnson. 3 laps to go, but 2.5 now as they're going down to the backstretch. That top line now forming up, and we are good
That's
here.
the move. Neil Rutt down in front of OSCA Daddy. That is a huge move. It gives that bottom line 2 good cars.
Yep, a power move to the inside. And now side by side, 2 laps to go. Where did he come from? Neil Rutt, the third, takes the lead over Cooper Johnson. What a move that was down the backstretch last time by. But now he put himself in that position. We saw that 35 car right behind him. And who's going to get the run? And who's going to get that run, as Adam was saying, at the right time? Timing is everything.
Quick development. Braxton the Weiss got disconnected, I'm being told, from Chris the Weiss in the YouTube chat.
Yeah, a lot of people did. I did.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, another disconnection, huh? Yeah. It's crazy because I'm probably one of the only ones that haven't got disconnected. I'm not even racing. Maybe that's why. But as we decide this race out here, Cooper Johnson, 1 more lap to go. Oh no, Neil Rutt led that last lap. And who's going to lead it at the line? 1 more time around. Who's going to have that right timing, Feeler?
Who's going to push the hardest? That's what it's going to come down to. Tim's going to get to the back of Neil right here. It's going to be a big run on the outside. Here's the run.
Oh, Cooper got a little squirrely there maybe with a push. They're going to take the advantage going into 3. Oh, you see that bottom side going into the corner, should get the run, but this is going to be a drag race playing out. You see Cooper Johnson getting as low as he can coming out of 4 for the final time. It's going to be a drag race between Neil Rutt the third, side by side. Neil's going to take it. Neil's going to win half number 1 of the Bite Size Sports 400K. Cooper Johnson second, Tim Conrad third. How about David Westergreen, that wounded machine, in 4th. Vincent Isabella rounds out your top 5. Thomas Capuano 6th. Zach Rogers 7th. Darren Staff 8th. Kynan Jones 9th. And Jake Scarborough wraps up the top 10.
Your winning move came on lap 3 when Neil Rutt went to the outside, followed the top line, past Tim Conrad, and then dropped down in front of him. That was a great move.
Wow, all the way in lap 3?
3 to go.
3 to go. Come on now.
I knew what you meant. I was going to correct you, but I didn't want to be that guy. But
It's fine. Carlos is that guy. It's fine.
so Neil literally.
Oh
right
no, guys! He knew the way.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. I just found out what this was. Right.
He's gonna
before
be
the race.
so excited to be in this interview because of that paint scheme and how excited he was and how much Vic hates it.
Yep. There's a lot going into play, and Neil he really started out the season just I think really struggling to find the feel for this race car, and kind of like Thomas Capuano we were talking about the past month or so, he's really been racking up some good finishes here, and to finally break through to get into victory lane, I'm sure he's pretty pumped up. Although I don't see him in the Discord. I was gonna snipe him.
I don't see him either.
For a quick interview, so yeah, we'll have to get a word from him at least before the night is through. But maybe, or unless he's celebrating already, who knows? He knew to wait a victory lane, or I don't even know how that.
You kind of did it right.
Yeah, however that video. I just watched like what's it, a minute 20 seconds?
Oh,
I watched,
it's a
like,
bunch of it's
half of it.
it's
Oh, there's
not
a
just one
series?
video. Yeah, no, it's
Oh,
like it was a meme. It's a meme back in the day.
Back in the day. You
Back
guys
in
don't
the
have
day,
a
yeah.
day yet.
Yeah, they're saying,
Also, development that second iRacing crash wiped out. When Thanos snapped his finger, it took out all of the Shift Esports drivers.
Wow. Wow, that's
worrisome for half two for sure.
yeah. So we got about 6 minutes. I'm gonna bring in Neil here for a quick bite here, as I'm sure he's pretty excited to get into victory lane. And
that would have been bad.
oh boy, were you talking naughty?
No way. I did it for the way.
No way.
What up, big dog?
Man, we were talking about your move with 3 laps to go there. Did you think that was a race winning move, going to the top side and then shooting to the bottom?
Yeah, I might be like crashing out here for some reason. Y'all still got me?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, my Discord crashed with 5 to go, so I was trying to talk to Dusty to have him follow me, and I'm like, man, this guy just doesn't like me here. Like, he don't want to talk to me. And then Dave disappeared, and I'm like, well, Dave don't like me either. I'm all by myself. But yeah, I saw the lap cars coming, and I knew I had to get to the top to keep the momentum. And as soon as I cleared Conrad, I just went to the bottom. I knew either Cooper was going to throw the block or whatever, but I told Peeler before the race even started, I said, I'm winning or wrecking tonight. I need to get one of these OSCA wins, and guess what? We got one, baby. Come on. We did it. For the way.
For the way.
He knew the way.
He knew the way.
I knew the way to victory lane.
So it's got to be special with I'm sure kids out there know what the hell. I'm still trying to figure it out. Just because you showed me.
I don't even know what it is. I just remember when I was in high school, it was like I might have been out of high school. I don't even remember. It was the biggest thing, one of the biggest memes. Everyone was walking around the hallways, clicking and doing stupid stuff, and it popped up on my, I think, Instagram or something. So I was like, you know what? I gotta make a stupid scheme. We're back, and I put the way to victory lane, and I got up front, and I knew Conrad was going to push me, but when it comes to the end, you got to go for it. And every time Cooper would get a run, I would go back full throttle, and then once he would lose the run, I would pull back on the throttle to halfway. So no matter what, he would never be able to get an advantage on me. We were always dead even. And at the end of the day, it worked.
It worked, and it's man, it's got to feel pretty good, because I was mentioning before, it seemed like it was a little bit of a struggle for you to get used to these cars when we first kind of broke them open to begin the season here. But as of late, man, you've been starting to rack these really good finishes up. So it's got to feel good to kind of cap it off with a win here.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, you know how I am with this. I only run these days or Tuesdays if I ever run. I don't jump on the rig much. I'm always doing the personal race car stuff. So trying to practice these cars is just not, available to me most of the time. So I just kind of jump in, do the hour practice, and if we're good, we're good. I don't know. I'm on a tear right now, so who knows? Don't check the fuel tank for performance enhancers. You never know. I might have some dyno in there.
I
had some nitrous, into the intake, especially for this one. Crank the bottle, even though my qualifying was terrific. Way the best I've ever done, 23rd. But yeah, so hopefully, it sucked that, everyone was dropping out on the server, but at least everyone I was running with was there. So it's not like I won my first OSCA half due to server issues. And I'm back in the interviews, guys. How you doing?
Missed pretty good.
Y'all. Hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah. We're gonna have to wrap it up here pretty soon because we're about to go back to gridding. But I got a question for you: for the second half, do you know the way?
I know the way to the infield care center, probably.
Hey, at least it's somewhere.
I'm either gonna be back in victory lane, or I'm gonna be in doorway.
Hey, at least you got your bases covered now.
Yep, I do. At least I know what I gotta do.
All right, but before we let you go, any quick shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, you Goody with Do Good Motorsports. Thank you for having me as always. I'm terrible at this. JD Hilltop Salvage, I got that one. Ronster's wraps, my own wraps that I do for these stupid little ones. 3YTV, Vic, you also. I need to run though, because there's a potty calling me before this half. So thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Right. Goodbye. Go to the way to the
I have
bathroom.
no way.
Go into the bathroom.
You better
go.
Yeah, we're gonna let him go because I don't want to hear water trickling. Because not saying I ever done that on the Discord during a race, but all right. So after that chaotic finish there, who's picking first? Does anyone know?
Vic, it's a question for you.
I was dealing with a connection thing, so you're gonna have to give me a minute.
All right.
There was some mad connection issues going on.
Yeah, at the very end, we kind of briefly talked about. Well, we can figure it out. Let's take a look at the results. Who picked?
Well, Matt would be first. I know that as a fact.
Wow. Oh yeah.
Let's see. I'll figure it out here a sec.
And I believe I'm trying to look at. I don't even know where I were.
Did anybody pick first or second?
No.
Nope.
Okay, well, I'm going last again.
I'm behind you.
Okay, so it'll go Matt first. So for Matt, I was really kind of hopeful that his pick would go better. So I think for half two, we're gonna give him. Oh geez, who's left to pick for him? We're gonna give him a half one winner. We're gonna give him Neil Rudd.
No! Right. Oh wait, no, never mind.
That's
fine.
No,
that's fine. That's fine.
You suck.
Yeah, well, that's how it works. I get to pick second because my driver, had some rough luck. But not the worst luck that I wanted him to have. So for half two, I think, I hate to have to do this, but I got a feeling that something's going to happen with David Westergreen.
Ooh.
I think he's going to have some rough luck.
I hope you just reverse jinxed him there.
Yeah, well, me too.
Yeah.
Next up is you, Goody.
All right. Well, I hate to do this to anytime I pick someone. I just hate to do it, but I'm kind of liking how my boy in the number 82 of Vincent Isabella was running a lot of that race. I think he's gonna have a good, solid finish here. So I'm going with the 82 of Vincent Isabella.
And up next is Adam.
I'm going to go Bojo. Give me that 7 car.
Boom, like it.
And Carlos, who you got?
Listen, I went with the father figure for half one, and it worked out remarkably well. Okay?
Yeah.
Gonna double down. Gonna have 2 dads. OSCA daddy again.
Oh! He did it. He went there. It's all right. The picks are in, and now up front we have the artist formerly known as Adam Peeler, Dylan Thomas. Old high, wide, and handsome on the pole in that number 13, Sugar Moon's Creations Chevrolet. And on the outside, DJ Weeks trying to turn his luck around as a chase-off driver. Be starting on the outside. Got some Brent Jones. He's going to be up front there. Dustin Dewar, we've seen him, unfortunately, hit about everything there in half number 1. He's looking for a good night here tonight. He can finish that off here, starting up in the top 5.
Not going green this time.
Not going green. Okay. Other guys, I'm wondering, did some of this get jumbled up? Are we dealing with some more rain right now?
Are we?
No. I think we got a good chunk of the field. I think Neil Rutt's is Neil Rutt on track?
Actually, we got a chunk of the field
he's-
not on the track. We got Alex Kenton, Gilberto
Yeah.
Javier, James Watson, Neil Rutt, Adam Tepe, Francis, all, Leininger, Myhand, Trell, Hibbs, Green, Carlson. None of them have, with the exception of 3 drivers, none of them have even gotten on. Now we do expect drivers to.
All right. So here's the deal. We're having some severe server issues. So I think I'm going to just restart the server.
That sounds.
I'm just going to work out the money for it. So I'm going to make that announcement. I am super sorry. It's going to take extra time, but
That's
it's
fair.
going to be
yeah.
for the best.
Yeah, do what you got to do.
Yeah. Yeah, because this is don't want to. If we can avoid this, obviously the first one is kind of a coincidence, or not a coincidence, but a happenstance. This next one, you don't want to start off half 2 like this. Oh, so we're gonna have qualifying here. I'm hearing Vic's announcing. So 5-10 minutes of practice. I'm listening to this as Vic is kind of announcing it to the field here. So kind of going through a little bit of a practice, a qualifying, and then we'll do another 50 lap half number 2. So we can officially call this another rain delay here, don't you think?
That sounds fair.
Or rain. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to restart the server here. So
it's the virtual version of rain. I will say that when iRacing just randomly has these server issues, and hey,
And unfortunately, today got confirmed the rain is not coming on this latest update.
oh yeah, what? Yeah,
It got delayed, unfortunately, but it's probably for the better. We don't want a busted product.
yes, you don't. So we're gonna have a rain delay on the rain, which I'm gonna be terrible at it, but I'm still gonna have fun.
Oh, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna wreck every
hell
corner,
yeah.
but I'm gonna try.
Oh hell yeah! I'm totally in on that boat.
I wreck on a dry track on the road. Can't imagine what it'll be like in the rain.
Right. It doesn't matter, but it's
Everyone else is wrecking too. It's okay.
Yep, I'm finally not the only one just driving off this random corner that no one else is wrecking on when it's dry. But as the rain is setting in, the guys are going back in their hauler for some quick refreshments, maybe some more electrolytes, and we'll get back going here shortly. What we do, since we do have a rain delay, we do have Dusty Dewar in the interview waiting here, and he's always entertaining interviews. So we'll bring him up here. And Dusty, a little bit rough half number 1 for you, but well, actually now we don't know where you're going to start because you're going to requalify here. But you got a half in. What's kind of your outlook going into half number 2 once we get back going?
I'll go racing, get up front, and stay up front.
Yes. And I don't know how much. Maybe you could elaborate this. I can't believe I didn't ask anyone else this. What was the initial start when we had server issues, guys getting damage on pit road before we even took off there? What was that all about?
So it was as the disconnect happened, we were rolling on track. It didn't have, and some cars started driving through other cars as the disconnect happened, and it caused a big just pile jam. It was whoever was behind Westergreen drove through him. Westergreen shot into Jeff Green. Just a big stack up right there, unfortunately. So there was, Jeff had, I don't know, 40 seconds worth of damage to start that race. Westergreen said he has about 50 seconds to start that race. Yeah, it was just a real unfortunate series of events there.
Yeah, and hopefully now with the new lobby, it will get squared away a little bit better. But you got a half in the book. You got a feel for how this car handles in the draft. How tough is it? Because we were generally watching the start of the first half, and cars were all over the place. And and it looked like it was kind of hard to make moves, especially if you're in the back trying to go to the front.
Yeah, I mean, you just get stacked up, and one lane will get a run, the next lane will get a run, and you sit there side by side, and some of it might be the leaders playing games, controlling lanes, but there were situations where the two guys leading each lane weren't teammates. So I don't know. You got to stay tight to the car in front of you. It's easy to lose the draft in these cars. Yeah, to make positions, you got to be aggressive. That's the only way, unfortunately. And as you've seen in that last race, I was working my way to the front there. I had my car all fixed up, which didn't have much damage in the first place, but got her up there, and I went to slide in front of Vincent, and I barely put any wheel back into it to the left, and she spun into the inside wall, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I actually seen that the lap before with a Carpenter kind of doing the same thing, and I know we were talking about it in practice too. It just seems like that's definitely something that can happen, and yeah, hopefully, I don't know, how do you predict it? How do you is there any, when it gets that loose, is there any feel that you could maybe kind of predict that it's going to happen?
Well, as I learned in practice, you got to be up on the wheel and ready for it. You got to know it's coming and start correcting it before it even happens. And I guess I wasn't ready for that drastic of a slide, and I wasn't putting enough wheel back the other way soon enough. So yeah, you can definitely catch it. It's you just got to be on top of it. You got to be on your game at all times.
Yeah, it seems like the 100%, 100 or 50 laps, I guess, to say a chess game here for you. So it's gonna be a fun one to watch here. And hey, do good teammate Neil Rutt got in a victory lane. That's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, I was just gonna bring that up. I mean, Neil frickin' Rutt. How about that? It's Duguid's first win this season. It's been a while since our last win, so it's definitely exciting, and I'm as happy for Neil as I was for my first win. That was really awesome. I know Neil's really jacked up, and I couldn't be prouder for him, really.
The only sad thing is, I heard that he got disconnected from Discord, so you guys couldn't scream and yell and holler at hoopla.
Yeah, that was again, as the trend of the night goes, a series of unfortunate events.
Yeah, and hopefully all the bad juju's out
and
now for a lot of these guys.
I don't know if Braxton says I dumped him. I thought it was netcode, but if I did dump him, as much as I like to say that was for Jeff, it wasn't. So yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, so there's that history there, but I'm sure they both know the history there. And hey, I love a good rivalry. We got the DeWeeses in the YouTube comments. Leave your comments. Let it go. Let this rivalry flare up. You got to have virtual rivalry.
Why not? It's been for me, the second half of the season has been relatively clean, I guess, for the most part. So it's getting towards the end. Let's make some stuff happen, and if you piss a few people off along the way, so be it.
Yeah, temporary enemies at least. Sometimes it's where friendships get bonded and molded here.
I don't got many friends out there.
So how hard is that going to be to try to get into victory lane without the friends, though?
I don't think it's going to be that hard. It's just getting the track position is everything with these cars at restrictor plates. It is what it is, and if you're I think anywhere, you got to be in the top 5, I think, with 2 to go in these cars to have a real shot at winning it. So I think that's where you want to be, top 5. Ideally, I think, most of the time I like to be second or third, taking that white flag if I'm not leading. And I think in these cars, leading is definitely where you want to be.
Yeah, I think it definitely, after what we've seen, the move that Neil Rutt did once he got to the lead, it was kind of hard for him to give it up there at the end. So it's definitely, I think, going to be as Peeler, I think he's probably running off talking to some drivers here before we get back going. Is the new server up? Do you know?
It just launched, just right now.
Just launched. I better get into it too, so I can have the option to watch it here. But Yeah, before we go, thank you for joining us on this rain delay here. One of the very few that you'll see in iRacing. So before we let you go, any shoutouts you want to give?
First of all, Miss Goodies, home of the famous hooded towel. Y'all, if you haven't tried this out, you need to get one today. Your kids will love it. Your grandkids will love it. Hell, you're going to love it. So check out Mrs. Goodies today and get your hooded towel now. JD's Hilltop Salvage in beautiful Goodrich, Wisconsin. Hello, Dad. You got any scrappy needs? Give old JD a call today. Randy, Big Balls Walters back in Athens, Wisconsin. Hello, Randy. And to you guys up in the booth, we couldn't do this without you. Thank you, gentlemen, and Godspeed.
Godspeed to you, Dusty, and looking to get that win tonight. Make it a do-good sweep. I know I'll be happy. I don't know about Carlos. He's hoping one of his cars wins.
I'm hoping to get to bed soon.
That too. We're all getting old here, Carlos. Dusty's old too. Right, Dusty?
Yeah, there's kids in the there's people in this league that could be my kids. That's for sure.
Yeah, I thought we had more time.
Drive
before
like
we
it
could
too.
Say that. Oh boy, we'll let you go. We have David Westergreen too here. We'll share some of the spotlight here. So we'll send you back down with David, Neil, and we'll talk to you later. Hopefully when you're in victory lane.
Copy that. Thank you guys, and tell David hello.
All right, will do. That was Dusty Dewar for Do Good Racing, Do Good Motorsports. Why am I calling it racing? But next up, we'll bring up David Westergreen, who had, surprisingly, I think, a hell of a finish in half number one. A hell of a result from what it could have been right from the get-go, man. It didn't look too good for you, but you salvaged the night for sure, at least in half number one here.
Hey, how about the Bite Size Sports sponsored race? We got it up there. We were leading laps late. How about that? I'm a little. We're dealing with some iRacing issues, and I'm sure you guys have covered it. But at least we're pretty fortunate to get not disconnected at any point there, and I thought it was pretty much done. I couldn't keep up in the pack. At one point, I lost the draft, and the big wreck happened right after. So, I got pulverized by somebody who was disconnected right before the green flag started, and it gave me 50 seconds of damage. And from there, I was just kind of hoping and praying, and it wasn't too bad out in the lead. Hopefully you guys got to take a good look at the old Bite Size Sports number 9, but shout out to those guys and for sponsoring this race. And I know it's not going to be the one that they wanted to sponsor, the way this thing is going with all the iRacing issues, but hopefully we can, get the second one in either tonight or maybe next week. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we don't keep having issues, but I'm excited, dude. That was a good run. I'm not surprised they had a good run at Daytona. It's just one of those the circumstances made it very surprising.
One question I did have too, because time to time this can happen where you get that damage. We've seen some of the cars ill handling, when they're clean. Did that actually help the handling of the race car any with the 50 seconds of damage you had?
No, it was just slow, right? So the aero, it was all aero damage and no motor damage, but the aero damage was so damn bad that down the straightaways I was losing time to the cars in front of me every time, every lap. So that was just awful. I didn't like it, but what are you gonna do? It's it's just part of it. You just have to make the best of it. I managed to dodge the wrecks, obviously. I think I got taken 3 wide because I was too slow the lap before the first wreck happened. So I ended up missing it from that. And it's not what you want to start, but we made the most of it. We ran up front. Congrats to Neil. I think that's his first win. So he made the right moves, man. He did a really good job. Jumped in the right lane at the right time. I was trying to help my teammates there. Cooper's obviously a little further up in points than I am, but it's going to be a good points day for both of us. Hey, I just wanted to come say hi to you, Goody. I got to announce for you yesterday. I didn't see you. You were stayed clean, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, it was a good thing. It was uneventful, but sometimes that's good too. It was fun to drive, and it looks like it's fun out here driving tonight as well. But
it's not. I think I gave you the interview at Dega. I hate this. I hate the way this drives because you can't make moves. right? I was literally just pinned to the bottom, foot to the floor. I was basically running qualifying laps, just driving on the bottom, close to the double yellow line. And ultimately the push didn't quite get there. It's tough because you can't take it 3 wide. We saw what happens when you take it 3 wide. The guy who goes to the top ends up net coding off of somebody, or falling back really fast. There's no way to build a run in this car, and this car runs really good those 1.5-mile tracks, man. But it is just not a good super speedway car. So who thinks it is a good super speedway car is Tim Conrad. That guy's been up front at all of these. So shout out to him. We drafted together really good in this race too. And I had fun, but I hate driving this car.
Hey, yeah. Well, speaking of the car, at least that you're driving tonight, I want to know here too, especially, during this rain delay, I flipped it on the Thursday night game, and what you've done every week since football kind of kicked off here. You guys had the bite-sized guys make the picks, and that's the color scheme that you're running. I don't know if you want to elaborate, at least what I was talking to you about, because right now we got a close game, 28-27 right now, Seattle versus Dallas, and Seattle's wearing those throwbacks here. You could kind of go either way with that car scheme right now.
We picked the Dallas Cowboys. I wanted a silver car, and I have to shout Vic out for painting these cars each week. He's doing a good job. These cars look awesome. And we've had really cool color scheme options, and that's what's made this really fun. Is the ability to go with different color scheme options. If I had gone with if Kevin makes the pick, I do not make the choice of which color scheme we're doing. I can give my opinion. I gave my opinion. I think when it was Panthers Bears, I voted Panthers, but he went Bears. I was looking for a cool color scheme. In this case, we would have probably put a bigger amount of light blue, that kind of Seahawks blue on there. But this is like the Dallas Thanksgiving Day colors, and I like it. It's probably my favorite one because I'm a sucker for silver cars. So
yeah, gotta love the silver. And I was joking with David before the race, and he kind of lost. Well, you also. He had to make a run, so he didn't quite get my message. But with that playoff banner though, you can kind of go like, Seahawks too.
If the Seahawks win, we were definitely picking the Seahawks for sure.
Yep. Yeah. See, there you go. So right now Kevin is sitting in the catbird seat. He can't really lose with this pick, and you got a good result for him in half number 1. And hey, you know what? Maybe Seahawks, Cowboys, David Westergreen, all win tonight.
That would be cool. That fourth felt like a win with all that damage at the beginning of the race, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, we're going to try to get this one in without connection issues, and maybe it was a server issue, maybe it's an iRacing issue. We'll have to see what happens. But if we get to qualify again, I'm gonna get probably a better qualifying effort. I kind of half-assed qualifying a little bit in the first one, and I ended up 10th or so. So I'm gonna try to qualify and pull for this one, see if we can't get a little bit closer to the front. It's a track position race. Got to hold your track position. Got to make sure you're staying up at the front. That's why I started on the bottom there, and then I stayed on the bottom the whole way. I had a couple opportunities to jump up, and I didn't take them because you got to stay up front. But I want to shout you guys out. You guys are obviously going to be broadcasting through some shenanigans tonight, not of your own making. So props to you, Carlos and Goody. And I noticed Bayuk's not here, so
Peeler just peeled, so I don't know where he's at.
Man, these guys. Unbelievable. I was gonna.
I have some info on Peeler, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Either way, yeah, and yes, you get to keep your qualifying spot. We get to qualifying again.
We're doing and see, that's perfect. We'll see. I think that gives me a better starting spot. I got to go qualify now, but shout out to Bite Size Sports, obviously, and my team, South Shore Racing. Damian, Cooper, Adam. Adam got sucked up in a bunch of wrecks there and he and Damian got into the disconnections, but Cooper almost won the race. We were trying to work together as best we could. It was fun. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to Vic for the paint schemes, and hopefully we have a good second half.
Yeah, best of luck to you, David. And go make some noise. Go have some fun.
Let's see what we can do.
Hell yeah. Love to see
guys.
it. And he's going to get ready to go for qualifying.
Yeah, qualifying is starting now, but before we do start, I did tell we got some unfortunate news from Darren. Unfortunately, yesterday, one of his friends passed away in a motor vehicle accident, and so we have a little decal that he and a couple of the other RKM teammates are driving. to honor Taven Geiger, who passed away last night, one of his basketball buddies. So, rest in peace, Taven.
So, I have some news on Peeler, and that's that after half one, unfortunately, he became very ill, so he will not be making half two on commentary. Yeah, some stuff. But Goody, on a slightly lighter note, you get to repick. You get to repick because your pick is not making it to half two. It looks like so.
Okay, who did I can't remember.
You initially picked.
Oh, Vincent,
and he's not gonna make it. So.
All right. Well,
you get to repick.
I'm gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna go with the 71 of David Carpenter. So we'll go with that here as qualifying is underway now for half number 2 of the Bite Size Sports 400K.
Also, before we get too far into this, should any server issues persist, we will call it a night.
Okay.
So, just a heads up on that. We will call it a night, and then admins will make a decision whether we're going to resume this next week or if we're just going to move on from it.
All right. So that is the official word. So hopefully now, because you know, Carlos, is kind of like what you were saying with that 100% league, and I've seen it happen before. I think sometimes it's just the servers how they are, and sometimes it could be a night, sometimes it could just be the session. So it's going to be hard to say how this night's going to wrap up. But hopefully we'll get to see some good 50 laps of action here between the server and these drivers here. But man, oh man, it sounds like a lot from what we talked to Dusty, we talked to David during our little rain delay there, and if these servers are going good, these cars are certainly a handful to drive out there right now. Let's see. Did Dallas have the number on the roof?
Not at first. Remember, during the practice session, the team was unable to. The vinyl got delayed for the practice session, so we got approval to go on the track without the roof sticker on, but we did have it on for qualifying in the race.
All right, so okay, yeah, so you got it wrapped. It looks a lot better. I mean, it looked good before, but it looks great now with the 15 up on the roof, and he's put the 4th fastest time right now. 17 cars currently taking the field. Cameron Rich on the pole right now, trying to redeem himself after the flip, I should say, in half number 1. Cooper Johnson second. You see him rolling out of pit road. There's your half number 1 winner. Neil Rutt the third, currently sitting in the 12th position after he made his laps just a few moments ago. So round out qualifying, 18 cars taking time right now, and seems like I was going to try to see. There's a few guys that, as we noted, Vincent Isabella, Jeff Green, I believe, is not going to make half number 2. So a number of guys are not going to make the race. Why did OSCA Daddy want to play the Jeopardy theme there? And yep, I knew that was going to be Joe. Yep, Joe had it in the server there, but. Braxton DeWeese making his qualifying run, putting up the 8th fastest time. There, we'll see a couple more cars taking time. Cameron Rich, I thought he was still on track. He already made his laps, but no. Qualifying, I believe, is in. Cameron Rich will get the pole for half number 2. Cooper Johnson second. Jake Scarborough, who had a solid run there, getting into the top 10. He'll be starting half number 2 in the 3rd position. Dallas Myhan 4th. Dustin Dewar will round out your top 5 for half number 2. So now they're getting the pre-race rundown once again. Normally we only really see that once per night with the initial start, but now we'll roll them off pit road once again, and now I guess it's going to be the moment of truth if we're going to have the same issues that we had in half number 1 with the server rolling off pit road here. And I wonder how much Cameron Rich is he going to be aggressive out of the box here with that pole position. You know, after he got caught up in that wreck, he put himself in the right positions to be up front. Unfortunately, ended up on his lid. So we'll see what he can do. Some of the guys, Neil Rutt, half number 1 winner. He'll be starting in the 14th position. OSCA Daddy all the way back in 24th out of the 26 cars that are starting for half number 2.
Excuse me, my mic was muted. So one of the things that I've noticed, and this has of course only happened to me once in a broadcasted event where we've lost the field repeatedly due to iRacing just having stability issues, and that's mostly that you can't really pick and choose when it's going to happen. It just either happens randomly or it doesn't. So if it happens, it could happen starting the you know, right at this point. It could just happen at any point during green flag or caution period. So that's what. So we gotta be careful about. And this is an actual iRacing major outage. This isn't just an OSCA thing or a server thing. So it's very likely we could have the same scenario again, where we lose a certain percentage of the drivers. And of course, it's a shame for it to happen in such a massive scale. And when it happened to me the first time, it was the second race of a season in a 100% long Cup Series league. So, you know, weren't really that big of a stakes. You know, everybody was able to get back, and it didn't really happen again. But in this case, where it's a playoff race and it could potentially happen again, it's going to be a smart call to postpone it. Maybe either postpone the schedule a week back, or just in general just postpone this Daytona race till next week, and then have like a very shortened 5 flags race, which I believe is where we're going to the following week. So we'll see. All that will be announced if it does happen on the OSCA Twitter. So keep an eye on that if this race does get postponed.
Yeah, hopefully it will not happen. But as you said, generally, if the servers are having issues, it could be a problem all night. Unfortunate enough, we've seen that with Braxton DeWeese in half number 1. The guy that's right in the center of the chase-off battle here have issues with the connection. But hopefully everything's good to go here. We'll have 50 laps of awesome racing. We'll end the night strong, end the night good, as the pace truck's going to dive off. Cameron Rich is going to lead the field here, and green flags out here for the Bite Size Sports 400K half number 2. As once again, that bottom line had a little bit of advantage, but looks like the top line's forming up this time a little bit better than the bottom, as it did in half number 1. Dallas Myhan's got to get in the back bumper of Cooper Johnson. He's going to pick up right where he left off at the end of half number 1, trying to defend that top side lead. You see cars shuffling in and out of different lanes here. Could be a dangerous scenario, as we've seen in half number 2 sometimes, or half number 1, that car can just kind of get away from you. But right now, Cameron Rich dictating what line he's going to go in, but Jake Scarborough's got something to say about that. He's going to dive on the inside. He's going to make a move up front. He's going to take the lead from Cameron Rich. That's going to be a drag race to see who's going to lead lap number 1. Scarborough's got it. He's getting a good push there from Dustin Dewar, who we talked to a lot during that rain delay too, and Dewar again. You know, I think if he's in the points championship or not, his aggression level is going to be at 110% no matter what. When it comes to these plate tracks, he's good. He's aggressive though. You know, it works out for him both ways, good and bad, as oftentimes being aggressive can. He's getting right on the back end of that 36, as that bottom line is getting a distinct advantage over the top. And that's going to push guys like Greats and Joe Francis up into your top 5 right now. And Greats shooting to the outside line. He's going to try to get that line formed up. and battle for the lead as he's moving up into the second position. Now he's going to try a drag race with Jake Scarborough coming out of turn number 2. I think there's just too many cars right now on that bottom line right now. Warming up. There you see Peeler's old car, Dylan Thomas, moving up into the 5th position. Trying to cap off the night with a good run here. And I think generally what we're seeing from a lot of these lanes, the pack is a little bit more spread out. There's definitely maybe a little bit more give and take from what we've seen in half number 1. You know, the race is young. We're only 4 laps in, but I think the pack was a lot tighter at this point in half number 1. A lot of guys just riding, playing it out, seeing what happens. But you know, again, as we talked about in half number 1, that once that, you know, if it does go green and you're not in that position, it's going to be so hard to work your way back from the back to the front. Because just looking through the field here, Cooper Johnson dropping 8 spots. He's currently in that 10th spot, but not having quite the run. Maybe he's trying to get hooked up with some of his teammates, and Damian Leinemann and Westergreen kind of back there. Although Westergreen now, he's worked his way up into that 6th position on the inside, right behind Dylan Thomas there. So he's talking about that Dallas Cowboys paint scheme during the rain delay as well. Last I flipped it off once we went back racing here, but I think Cowboys got a pick. They're in their position to take the lead here. And speaking of taking the lead, Dustin Dewar on the top side with Joe Francis pushing them. Those guys are very familiar working together, at least. I reckon Dustin Dewar, that's right in front of the whole field. I think Joe Francis got through, and about everyone else getting involved in the wreck there. Jake Scarborough. Cameron Rich went through the grass there a little bit. And it looked like, once again, maybe a bump draft gone wrong going into the tri-oval. And we already got one of the big ones out of the way here on lap number 6. Yeah, here we go again, huh, Carlos?
Bound to happen. Oh, look away, Braxton DeWeese fans. His name is popped up.
Uh-oh. Yeah, he was right in the... Oh, boy.
I think that was off the back bumper of the 15.
Cooper Johnson flipping down the back. Man, what happened to Cooper Johnson?
Braxton might be okay.
Braxton, I mean, relatively speaking to what we've seen a lot of these cars, I mean, Cooper is done.
Oh, that's netcode.
Oh, that's a wild netcode.
iRacing is acting so funky, like on my stream as well. Like if you're noticing like jitterness as well, that's, I don't know why. It's just iRacing is struggling right now.
Yeah, and I was trying to see. Yeah, he was crab walking there too. What kind of sparked that wreck? It seemed like a couple of cars almost got together all at once.
My call is that the 13 gets loose, goes up into the 32.
Okay, so that's why it looked like multiple cars, because he came from the bottom up to the top. Okay. Man, oh man, and it just sparked. I mean, it's just a chain reaction there. Jake Scarborough, he was able to hold on to the lead, but he had damage. So I think all but 5 cars come down pit road to get some damage fixed. And Cameron Rich here, we're riding on board with him. He's currently in the 2nd spot. We'll see what he kind of saw. Does he get any contact? Ooh, just a kiss.
Just a kiss.
Yeah, he's all right. I mean, all things considered, how bad that could have looked. Oh man, I just saw too. Joe Francis had some quite a bit of damage on the back end of his car. He's staying out. He's their current leader right now. Dallas Mayan, we saw him a couple times going through the pits. I don't think he's got a whole lot of damage either, but he's got some. Oh, A little bit. Oh.
15 just doing the
Not
wreck
bad.
avoidance. Unfortunately, got contact with the 8, and that sent the 8 into the outside wall.
Yeah, you know, as far as the 15's concerned, for my hand, that's about best you can want. Here's the look from Dewar. Oh, getting it. Oh, a lot of those cars kind of got out of shape too at the same time. Yeah, the 13 definitely coming up. Oh, Dusty's got some heavy damage here, but no, we've seen that from him in half number 1, and he was able to battle back and be in position to get a good run at the end of half number 2. Uh-oh. I just thought, did Westergreen get involved in that too? Man, Darren's staff is, maybe it's because he's so young and you know he's like 12 or whatever, however old he is. I mean, he's got some fast hands, man. He's been driving through wrecks all night long. Who we at? Is this Capiano here?
This is Capiano. Ooh.
Going through the grass. I heard someone call my name. They wanted to probably see the replay, but I didn't catch who that was.
No, Darren said that one.
Oh, that would hurt. Oh, because I called him 12 years old. Hey, he's got faster hands than I take that as a compliment. He dodged those wrecks. That was pretty good.
Zach Rogers currently last,
Zach
unfortunately,
Rogers.
right now.
Oh boy, yeah. There's just so many cars involved in this first wreck.
Half 1 winner.
See how he gets.
This guy changed his paint scheme.
Wait.
That is not.
He put a trophy on. I can do that.
That is not the paint scheme that he had. That is not the hood that he had.
Pretty clever though. No, it's not. It had the 3 characters from.
Yeah.
Now he's that's. It's almost. I'm thinking this is rigged. I think he made the server issues. He knew he was gonna win.
By the way, he just confirmed that during the break there, he did change it and put trophies on it.
Oh my god.
Both sides.
Oh yeah.
Oh, his sides too. Are you serious? I think it is official. OSCA race fans. Neil Rutt III is a nerd. There's no other way around it. But you know what? I love it. I absolutely love it. I wish I wish I had the skills to do something that fast. That's awesome. But we're gonna go back to green flag racing here, lap number 9 of 50 and half number 2 of the Bite Size Sports 400K. Joe Francis gonna lead him to the green flag, despite the slight damage on his race car. Gets a good jump, but a good push from OSCA Daddy to Cameron Rich on that outside. That outside lane looks like it's forming up pretty well. Cameron Rich is gonna take the lead. Joe Francis, I just gotta wonder too, with that damage on his race car, how he's gonna be able to hold up. Here now, Cameron, looks like he can pick and choose what lane he's gonna go into. He's gonna stay with the one he brought to the dance. Tim Conrad is, man, that top side clearing about almost 3 cars, breaking away up top. Looks like Tim and Cameron are gonna be able to clear, go to the bottom side. It's going to leave the top side lead with our half number 1 winner of Neil Rutt III. Trophy in hand. Man, those 2 cars, OSCA Daddy and Cameron Rich, they got to figure it out, man. This is like some DEI stuff back in the day. Back in the day, Carlos and Neil. Not like 2 years ago back in the day.
Listen, in meme culture, back in the day is 2 years ago.
That's true. Stuff moves so fast for you whippersnappers nowadays.
Speaking of moving fast, your half 1 winner to the top on the outside line.
Yeah, that top side now getting the run here. Getting a push by old buddy there, Dave Carpenter. And how about Brent Jones? Didn't quite have the luck. He was kind of hanging on there, but looking to have a strong run. So now Brent's got the juju gone from me picking him. Look for him to make some noise here in half number 2 until I just jinxed him by saying that. But top sideline, those guys teaming up, and I think they're gonna
Oh,
be. Oh boy!
Cam!
Oh, Cam!
That's overtly aggressive.
Man, if you know, if I was questioning how aggressive Cameron Rich was gonna be here in half number 2, we just found out. He ain't playing. He ain't messing around. But either is OSCA Daddy here, either is he's gonna try to drag race. Oh, wow. Drag race Cameron Rich to the line. Cameron Rich will lead that lap. And now here comes Neil Rutt. You don't get a trophy meme scheme on your race car without being aggressive either. Oh, they get tight with Gretz and Neil Rutt. Oh, they're still saving it. And Gretz is running them tight. These guys got to be perfect coming out of the corner. And they do. Gretz is, man, he's looking to be great.
Oh.
How about here comes Braxton DeWeese through the middle. We've seen him get that damage on that last caution. He's all right. He's up in the top 5 now.
Yeah, that car definitely, it looked like it hit hard, and it probably did. The car will probably struggle on single car speed or leading a pack, but it still looks, you know, it doesn't really look like a parachute. It's just caved in, so number 8 still has a strong car.
Yeah, the DeWeese fans, the most popular driver in OSCA. Look at him go. He's worked his way up into the 3rd spot. He's looking racy here, boys. And now Neil Rutt holding on to the lead. Tim Conrad 2nd, and Braxton DeWeese, who we just talked about, running in 3rd at the moment. That field jumbled up quite a bit, and you know, it's movers and shakers. You know, granted we had that caution, but Neil Rutt up 13 spots from where he qualified. OSCA Daddy, he didn't even take a time to lap. He was back in 24th. He's obviously up into 2nd, and even in spite of where Braxton Weiss, where he got in that wreck, he started back in 8th and was able to, he got in that wreck and able to work his way up into 3rd. It's pretty impressive, and with Cameron Rich falling back into that 7th position, definitely something Braxton wants to see. It's still a long way to go, but he wants to control his own destiny as best as he can, as I guess best as you can say anyone can at Daytona. That top side right now not really moving, but I think Damian Leinemann leading that top lane right now, trying to get that run built up. Cameron Rich right behind, trying to get back up towards the front. Again, we haven't seen any shortage of aggressive driving from that 29 car of Cameron Rich. We now are on lap 15 of 50. If you're joining us late, had some server/rain delay issues. Half 1 winner Neil Rutt III. We had to restart the lobby here for half number 2. Cameron Rich won the pole.
Got trapped laughing.
Now, lap traffic. I don't know why it's hard to say tonight. You just made it hard to say. Neil Rutt picking up where he left off, and it seems like, especially these two guys we've seen contenders at the end of half number 1, Neil Rutt, Tim Conrad, they seem to be, you know, comfortable in a car that it doesn't seem like a lot of guys are comfortable, and maybe not comfortable to the point of actually being comfortable, more comfortable than others. It's a couple cars down pit road. I believe it's Kenton and Dustin Dewar on pit road right now. Don't know if that's a market situation or maybe get some damage fixes and Dewar get involved in a wreck there, leading the race towards the front. We're watching on board of the Miss Goodies. Gilberto in the top 10, pushing Joe Francis. Still have that. Man, I didn't realize how much damage Joe had on the back end of his car. I thought it was a little bit. That's significant. That's enough. That's a lot. And they're. Ooh, and actually they got to change for the lead. Braxton DeWeese takes the lead. Neil Rutt falling back to the 6th position. Man, it looks like we're just going to see some more moves here. Braxton DeWeese trying to throw a block on Damian Leininger, but cannot defend that position as Damian and Cameron work their way from that top side lane to the lead now. And on lap number 18, as they cross the line, Damian Leininger winning the race. And
he won the
you guys
race.
Remember, or not won the race. I jumbled thoughts in my head here. Thank you. Sorry, it's getting late here, guys. Come on, give me a break. But,
we're an hour away from OSCA after dark.
Yeah, so we could start talking real raunchy.
Yeah, we're allowed 3 curse bombs at that point.
Yeah, so strap in for that. But if you remember, Damian won the race. Now he's just leading it at Talladega, running the Dale Earnhardt scheme and looking to kind of re-grab that glory as still holding on to that top spot.
OSCA Daddy flexing with those multi-pointers and that smooth-looking watch.
Yeah, you think it's a Rolex?
It's something only a distinguished gentleman would wear.
Oh yes, distinguished, very distinguished.
Hey, where's my dog?
What?
Because I call my dog a distinguished gentleman, and when I said that, I looked at my dog and was like, hey, wait, where's my dog? I think my sister has him right now.
Where's my dog at? Distinguished gentleman, and he is running in the 3rd spot right now, holding a pretty wheel. And see just how little of input. Whoa, boy! Lap traffic. There's Westergreen who did get involved there in that first caution.
Oh,
you see how little of a wheel input? Oh boy, we got the 2.
Look.
Oh boy,
Braxton DeWeese used that to his advantage. Like we saw the 66 use that lap traffic to his advantage. The 8 decided, I'm going to come back, I'm going to push the 12. Maybe be a little overly aggressive because the 8 got pushed to the lead by the 12 and then got quickly abandoned and dropped, not really that far back, but dropped a couple spots. It looks like he wasn't as aggressive, but Cameron Rich, ever aggressive today. I guess he's had enough from half one, just trying to make sure he stays in the front. Back up to the front is Cameron Rich, though. Like I said, these cars and this aerodynamics package or restrictor plate package, it really rewards you being in the front. Gone are the days where you can sit in the back and wait on the last lap and get a good run like you could with the Gen 4 and the Gen 5 COT cars. Now if you're in the front, you just hold on and get yourself a pretty good good blocking advantage, and you should be able to come out with a victory. We saw that in half one. We saw it back when these cars were racing in action. Only now with the next gen is it's starting to kind of take form where you're kind of neutral ground, but it's still leading heavily towards the current race leader.
Yeah, and this is kind of, you haven't really seen it much because it seems like ever since, talk about back in the day, 2000, late 2000 when they kind of went the Wicker Bill and stuff like that. For the most part, we've seen a couple packages, I guess, in the past 23 years where there's been a few of them where it has kind of catered to the leader, but for the most part, it's been, again, just the right timing, and certainly there's a lot of that tonight as we've seen Neil Rutt making the move at the right time and half number one. But just sometimes I think I've said this at Talladega too, so I might be beating a dead horse here, but it kind of has that feel of almost like the late 90s, mid to late 90s kind of restrictor rate plate package, especially the way they're running right now, where you want to be the leader. It's not like you're going to be a sitting duck when you are the leader, but if you're also a good, again, being aggressive and good, aggressive sometimes is good, but you got to be smartly aggressive, I guess we would say. But you can certainly make a not just throwing crazy blocks. The 2021 Daytona 500 comes to mind where you're such a sitting duck, you almost have to throw stupid blocks to even attempt to stay in the front if you're leading. So it's kind of nice to see Cameron Rich being able to go out there, whoever's leading at the time, and more or less dictate it, unless there's enough cars that'll run by you. I was gonna say run a train on you, but that's for a little bit later. And see, it's kind of breaking away here with the 3 cars up front on Rich, Leininger, and DeWeese. A little bit of a gap, not much, about a car length gap back to Neil Rutt. As you see,
Here we go, green flag pit stops.
Road. Green flag pit stop starts with Joe Francis and Gilberto. This kind of thing's going to open the door for them making it the rest of the way if we do go green. And just a note here too, with only 2 cars there, and with Joe with the damage, it's gonna be tough with just those 2 cars coming out. But they're the last cars in the lead lap, obviously just coming down pit road. They're 18th, 19th, so only 19 cars on the lead lap right now. David Westergreen 20th. We've seen him just go lap down a few moments ago with a damaged race car. So expecting to see a few more cars coming down pit road.
Here we go! No, Scudetти!
Oh, did he ult before
he
that?
did. No, he's still there. He did hit the wall hard.
But did hit the wall. Okay, so we just lost him on the... Oh, unfortunate for OSCA Daddy, having a good run all night long, even starting off the second half here. But that's gonna... he might be able... Never know. He's gonna have to get a caution, I think, pretty quick.
He will need a caution, yes.
Yeah.
But the race is not over.
Yeah, race is not over. Still a long way to go, and again, more cars coming down pit road. Never know what's gonna happen here. As Neil Rutt now takes the lead, but we'll probably see a lot of these cars come down pit road shortly here. Trying to get that fuel window. Some of these guys I've got to wonder, Joe Francis, Gilberto, these guys who just came down pit road, it's going to be tight. I think they're going to have to stretch that fuel just a little bit to ensure that they can make it the rest of the way. But generally, you want to be the first one to make the last pit stop. So we'll see how that pays off. But you also obviously want to have gas in the tank when you cross that finish line on lap 50.
And this main pack here that did go down pit road, very separated. This is what we talked about, where you come in as a group, but then you leave very stranded. And while Cameron Rich and Braxton DeWeese did pull out ahead, and they're battling side by side, it's just them two. And eventually, this much bigger pack would eventually catch up to them. But if they can stay up far ahead enough when this other group does pit, there's a good chance that there can be enough of the upfront stragglers that could form a very strong lead pack that secondary pack will be struggling the rest of the race to get to should there not be a caution. So Daddy Tim Conrad back in pit road again, unfortunately. Got a black flag. It looks like it was exiting pit road.
Oh yeah, he's probably a little bit frustrated about how he came on pit road. So only 17 cars on the lead lap right now. Last car on the lead lap is Gilberto Javier Gamera.
Ray Bracey, by himself and got a black flag. Speeding into pit road.
Yeah, it looks like he came in a little bit hot, so unfortunately for Bojo, we'll have to come back down and serve the black flag. So there you see our leader. There you see how much Gilberto right there in front of our leader Dallas Myhan now, who has yet to pit. And I think our leader is going to be coming down pit road. See a little bit of that front end damage he got under our first caution. Right now in the lead. So we should see the 15 car come down pit road. We'll see a couple more other cars. Oh boy, they're fanning out. Watson has to go real high to avoid Neil Rutt.
Oh
boy, Carpenter on the inside wall. Great, did he get pulled up in time?
Yeah, no speeding penalties from what I can see, and they show up pretty instantaneously.
Well, everyone involved. That's Carpenter, unfortunately, nosing it into the inside wall.
Oh, my iRacing is struggling right now.
Uh-oh, is that bad?
I think we're good, yeah.
Okay. We are past halfway. I don't know what the determination is if server issues do go down. But now it's interesting too. DJ Weeks and Adam Tepe staying out, but they're kind of spread apart. They're about a half a second between the two of them. There's only 2 cars left, and they're staying out on the racetrack. So I don't know if it's just kind of a Hail Mary attempt here. Maybe they just don't want a chance saving fuel, especially if they're by themselves. So we'll see how that plays out for them.
So
things are kind of shuffling up.
This main lead pack is going to consist of Cameron Rich, Kynan Jones, Braxton DeWeese, Alex Grates, and just Braxton DeWeese, Kynan Jones, and Cameron Rich. There is another driver there. I just can't quite see who it is right behind the 8 machine, the 36. As a 36, Jake Scarborough. James Watson might be able to merge in with this pack. He does have a little bit of help from Bocho there, but if he fails at it, then he'll have to contend with the next pack, which is a little bit further back. That's Alex Grates and Dallas Myhand. I think Brent Jones is there, and Darren Staff, and then even further, slightly further back, Damien Lanninger, Dylan Jones, Dylan Thomas, Joe Francis. So Damien's group and Alex's group kind of need to work together to catch up, because at this point, unless a caution comes out, they're not going to win. It's Adam Tepe and DJ Weeks, who did go down pit road, have gone down pit road, and here comes Cameron Rich. I think that James Watson does have enough speed to stay with this group, and so will Bocho. So that's going to be 4 lead lap drivers for this main pack, with a couple lappers as well to help them out. So that's the separation we're talking about here, where we'll have about 3 to 4 seconds in between the main pack for the win of 4 to 5 drivers, and then a second pack that's going to be trying to expend the rest of the race, unless there's a caution, to kind of get back in there. And look at this cluster mess that's going on. Oh, the 8 takes it 3 wide. It's going to make up no issues at all there, as 43 of Team Watson is deciding, hey, I kind of want to keep this lead going on here, as he's staying at it on the inside line.
And how about Kynan Jones in that pack? He takes over the second spot as lead has cycled back around to Cameron Rich. But yeah, James Watson definitely wanted to make some noise. Kynan Jones, Land Shark, why not? Go get some here, get a victory here in half number 2, the Bite Size Sports 400K. So right now, as we're looking, I think DJ Weeks, who came in late there, and Adam Tepe, they're able to hang with this top pack too. So they knew something I didn't. I thought they were gonna lose time with just being the 2 of them. They're gonna stay in this lead pack.
So there's something I forgot. And this is not something that everybody has, although it's an option, is that Cameron Rich, the reason I guess he's being overly aggressive and still working out is that he does have an eye in the sky. He has Drew Eisman upstairs clearing him. You got that human spotter. It's such an advantage compared to the iRacing spotter. And this is, this is allowed. Yeah, anybody can get a spotter if they just gotta find one. But Cameron and Drew have worked together and done things like this before for many, many years, even before 3YTV was a thing. So their chemistry is phenomenal. It didn't work out in half 1. Of course, that wasn't fully his fault. But in half 2, with 16 laps to go and not that many drivers there, Cameron Rich, even if he's by himself, which he is by himself, essentially teammate-wise, he's looking pretty good. But look at this second pack. They're there.
Oh man, they are moving. I just looked. I looked at as you were talking there. There were 2 seconds back. They're there now. That pack's gonna be bigger, almost going all the way back to the 12 car of Damien Leininger, and see if Dylan Thomas and Joe Francis and Gilberto, they're barely hanging on. Maybe they can catch that back. Yeah, they're making a run. Great. Wow. Alex is moving on that top side. He's already moved up into 5th, and he wasn't even this pack 1 lap ago. And kind of elaborate more on that, having the real life spotter, especially seeing that move that Cameron made early on in half number 2 here. They can kind of tell you how that run's going. The iRacing spotter's not terrible by any means. You can definitely get by with it, but there's those certain things for kind of predicting the moves a little bit more, and even maybe just seeing stuff as far as avoiding wrecks certainly helps, especially when you have a good chemistry as Drew and Cameron have. That pays off.
Brent, what is this?
Very well in the long run. My other ride is a Toyota. Oh yeah, that's old Brent Jones there, rocking the old. Normally runs Toyotas and a lot of other. He got loose in the fence. Maybe wish he had a Toyota right now.
Pressing L2 to intimidate there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Of course, Darren Staff born after the intimidate button was created.
Oh man, thanks for making me feel old again. But all that, I still can't believe, as we see Alex Grates and Dallas Myhan taking over the top spots in the bottom lane for Grates and Myhan on the top side. They were not in the lead pack just a few moments ago. Here now, Dallas Myhan started the night out with no roof number. Now he has the number 1 spot, at least here. I don't know where I was going with that, but but you know what? He's got a teammate right now, Darren Staff, behind him pushing, and you got to be smiling over there, Carlos.
Well, we can actually see if he is smiling. Very serious face right now.
When you're looking like RoboCop in that VR, you got to be serious. Is this center, like that, the center of the steering wheel, is that lit?
Yeah, it does light up. No, it lights up.
Wow.
And unfortunately, he can't tell. Because I think it lights up based on what gear, or like the gear numbers that he is. So it changes colors. It changed right there a little bit.
Oh.
Closer. It's kind of like a little gear indicator or not gear indicator, but like shift indicator.
Like a shift light, yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Interesting. The things they come up with nowadays. And he can't even see it. But what he can see, he can see that mirror full of Darren Staff, his teammate, pushing him into the lead as Dylan Thomas breaks into the top 3 as well. But I think if you're Dallas and you're Darren, you got to be feeling pretty safe as far as having a team, teammates working together right now. 12 laps to go, coming to 11 when they hit the line. And man, in spite of all that damage, it's not a whole lot. It's definitely seen worse out of some cars contending for a win here tonight. But doing a good job for Dallas Myhan. To be awesome to see him.
Oh, wow, the separation.
Once again. Yeah, they're pulling a win.
What's going on here?
Yeah, Cameron Rich, who was leading the race a moment ago.
So,
he's number 2
the
in that
14
pack.
does have damage.
Oh, so the 29 needs to, or I guess not just the 29, but all the guys kind of need to ditch the 14 or swap spots with him, because I can see that hindering there right now. And wait,
that's pretty.
Wait, but wasn't
damage,
Alexander leading that second pack that just came in with such a massive run?
Yeah, but you have to factor in that first pack was checked up.
First pack was checked up. That's true. Close on field, Chris DeWeese is saying. Braxton DeWeese went down pit road on lap 25, the halfway point. Top 2, don't have to worry about that. Dallas Myhan, Darren Staff went down on lap 29. Dylan Thomas may have to worry about it. James Watson does not. Actually, the next driver that does is Cameron Rich in 7th. And then after that, Joe Francis and Gilberto Javier Gomera went down on pit road on lap 24, so they especially have to worry about that. But they do have the draft that they can work with, so saving a lap, maybe 2, might not be out of the realms of earth here for these guys.
The only thing I'd be concerned if you're Cameron Rich here too, if you do get by Alex and try to catch that next pack, it's going to be tough to save fuel when you're the number 1 car in the lead. So Grates, it's going to be hard for him to save fuel because he's got to keep that thing pinned wide open to try to catch that top pack. So it's gonna be interesting. But I think certainly for Dallas and Darren, they got to be smiling pretty good here, knowing that they're not gonna have to worry about fuel. And there's a few cars behind them that are gonna have to worry here a little bit. So we'll see how that storyline plays out now with only 8 laps to go. And I wonder maybe if that's, I think they're talking about it now. Do you make a run, try to catch that lead pack? But man, I would say almost everyone in that pack, that's second pack, is got to worry about fuel.
I think they're too far back at this point.
Yeah, I think they're trying to figure it out, but is it too little, too late to make that said move? Try to catch the top pack.
Here, let's put up the first place driver, and this is going to be 6th place driver. Let's take a look at the lap history there. They're losing 4 to 3 to 2 tenths. They're losing a lot of time. Like about 3 tenths on average.
Yeah,
it's a brief exception of 41. But
yeah.
Big separation here, by the way, guys.
Yeah, now there's even more separation. Dylan Thomas on the inside almost got left out on his own here as Neil Rutt and Watson go to the top side. It's almost creating a little bit of a gap here now from first and second to third. But does that open the door here a little bit to see if that second pack can close in? They're closing in.
They're going side by side too. Oh yeah, they gained a lot of time this second pack has. Expect to see a green number there. Short 7 tenths of a second there because they got separated and they started battling side by side.
And it's boiling down to just 2 cars here. I think Alex Greats and DJ Weeks, and I think Bojo kind of lost the pack there a little bit too. That certainly might have helped kind of be a stopgap here as the 14 and the 97 definitely on the charge here, as they still try to battle it up towards the front, especially for that third position between Dylan Thomas and James Watson.
Whoops.
Now with 5 laps to go, a couple more contenders are going to throw their hat into the ring here, as I believe Greats and DJ Weeks are going to be there. They're in the draft. But Cameron Rich in 8th. He's still a second and a half back from our leader, and a little under a second back from that 97 car of DJ Weeks.
According to Chris DeWeese, a lot of the drivers who went down 25 or before are going to be incredibly close, and it's going to be maybe troubling because not everybody is saving, but you can tell that some of them are. Like 29, the 8 is saving as well, and you can see that separation. But of this main pack, Dylan Thomas is the only one who went down on lap 25, and he's trying to get that lead, so he's not thinking about saving. I don't even know if he's thinking about his fuel.
He might not be. He might have, at this point you got to run what you brung, and he's definitely going for it. But and that's where I think the 15 and 45 are going to be sitting pretty, because they can just hold that thing to the mat and let the runs come as they may, because they're not going to have to worry. And some of the other cars that are involved, Alex Greats, who made his way up to that lead pack a couple of times now, he's got damage. Maybe the only other car you got to worry about in that pack is maybe DJ Weeks, or who pitted very late, and Neil Rutt the third.
A reminder for those that aren't familiar, the 15 and the 45 are teammates, so I don't really expect them to not work together. So it's going to be a strong combination. If the 43 or the 14 can get these guys separated, that could be their key to victory. But looking back, there's not really any other teammates around as the 43 goes around. Shouldn't be a caution. He saves it. He'll try to have to merge himself back up, though.
Oh, it's going to be hard to hang on. So he's falling back to 9th position, right behind Cameron Rich. His next car is going to pick him up, is about 7 seconds back. That'll be Gilberto Javier Gomera running in that 10th position. Definitely one of those guys trying to save fuel. Pitting a little early now. 2 laps to go for Dallas Myhan. And it's going to be interesting. The only guy behind Dylan Thomas, behind those RK Motorsports Chevrolets, is he going to have enough fuel? Or maybe Neil Rutt back in a fourth. We've seen this out of him in half number 1. Can he make a run late? Dylan Thomas goes to the outside. Neil Rutt, not sure where he's
Dylan
going.
Thomas
He's
out of
gonna
fuel.
stick-
Oh
Dylan Thomas out of
no!
gas. Well, he went for it, did not work. He's going to be about a lap and a half short on fuel for that 13 car. So now it's looking even better there for the RK Motorsports Chevrolets, as Neil Rutt in third is going to be the only car in that dance. Not a teammate. And is he going to be able to make a run here? But we do have Alex Grates, Adam Tepe, DJ Weeks is falling back a little bit here too. But Adam Tepe, and they make a late run here, team up and try to go steal a win here from Dallas Myhand or Darren Staff.
That run from Grates is going to be huge.
Final time. It's going to be huge here. We got a lap car. Ooh, Gilberto gets on the apron. He's going to let these guys decide the win out. Here comes that run. Who's going to throw the block? Is Grates going to have enough time? Neil Rutt's going to go to the outside. Is he going to build enough run? Coming to the line. I don't think he's going to do it. Dallas Myhand's going to hold him off. He's going to win half number 2 of the Bite Size Sports 400K. Darren Staff second. Neil Rutt, what a night for him. He comes home third. Alexander Grates. Grates, it's stuck now. In fourth. Adam Tepe fifth. DJ Weeks sixth. James Watson seventh. Cameron Rich 8th, Braxton DeWeese 9th. Look at, they still can't separate from each other no matter what. And Damian Leininger in 10th. But how about guys who need to stick together? The 45 and the 15 getting the 1-2 punch here tonight. And hey, man, that's got to feel pretty good.
I'm trying to stay calm because these are my drivers that finished 1 and 2. I was nervous. I know that they weren't going to do it on purpose, but there was a chance they could have just wiped each other out. But I'm excited for them. Myhand, Darren Staff, 2 drivers who have had horrible luck this season, getting the finishes that they deserve. Finally get to make a graphic without Cameron Rich in victory lane.
Hey, yeah, right? Yeah, getting another car into victory lane, getting that throwback, and look at that, burning it down. Looks like Michael Waltrip and well, I guess the 15 was the Michael Waltrip. Oh, the race car there. So Michael Waltrip and Dale Jr. back in the 2001 Pepsi 400. Awesome to see here. And we went through that stat. I think Matthew went through the stat too before. I think Dallas Myhand only having what, 1 or 2 wins in OSCA, which I thought it was more. Can't remember. We don't have our stat guy here tonight.
No, that is correct.
So it was only 1 other win, right?
I believe 2.
2. So this is his 3rd win. It definitely seems like he's won, or he's been in position to win a lot more. So awesome to see him get into victory lane here once again. But as we wind down the night here, we'll get our interviews going. And there you see the final finishing results here for half number 2. And I'm going to snipe up Neil Rutt for one last time, get him back in the broadcast booth. And Neil,
see, I knew I might have been coming up, so I made sure I was quiet.
See that, boy, you're learning. See, now it's becoming more of a regular thing for you.
Well, also commentary crew has to remember we have the interview waiting thing. That's we bring them up into interview waiting, and if they're there already, we cycle them down to a different channel so that they know they're going to come
Carlos. Yeah, dig into them, Carlos. Tell them how it is.
Sometimes I just want someone to mess up, say something weird.
No. And you know the funny thing is, you know who's trending on X right now? Kyle Larson.
Oh, wow. Hey, how about, why is that?
I don't know, and I don't want to know.
Maybe not.
That's a nice picture, Vic, of
the
the way car that you got there. It's a nice one.
Yeah, so first off, how
You changed the paint scheme.
Did you have that thing pre-made in case you won?
No, the server went down, so I just quickly jumped on Trading Paints, loaded in the editor, and had a clip art with the Google, got a clip art of the trophy, and You know,
Oh my
bada bing,
goodness.
bada boom. I wish I had a better picture of it, like close up, so I could have posted it, but the one I took was not a good one.
Hey, you know what? You got to watch the broadcast back. Carlos has got some pretty good shots of the hood, at least
Oh, God.
from your in-car. That was.
I know Dave. We were sitting there. Dave's like, he's like, they just now noticed that, and I was like, notice what? He's like, your trophy, and I was like, oh, I forgot about the trophy. It was even on the car. It was perfect.
Yeah,
It's good.
it took us a while there. That was pretty awesome. But hey, man, you were almost in a position to try to get to sweep the night here. But you had two teammates ahead of you. Was there anything, maybe another car or something that would help you to try to get the second win of the night?
No, I was kind of honestly just sitting duck there at the end. I knew most likely Darren was gonna stick to the Ellis, and Pepe and Alex had a good plan with coming back through the field, so I kind of knew I was gonna be, give the stick there at the end. I tried. I made the move hoping Alex would take it, and he started to, and then they kind of just like went to the bottom and dissipated their run. But luckily, when they did that, it stacked them back up, so I was able to keep third. I finished a Daytona race with a 0x. Me is fine tonight.
$2 whole that Zach Evans will have to donate.
You're welcome, Zach Evans. I hope you're watching this.
Heck yeah! Hopefully he is. That's awesome. Awesome to hear now too. But now next week, because we talked a lot about tonight. Next week we go to Five Flags.
I think I'm gonna not be here.
Oh,
I am terrible at Five Flags. No matter what car it is. You know what it really is? I'll be perfectly honest with you. I don't have the best vision. So how that track is laid out at a night race, I cannot see.
Yeah.
I cannot see the corner exit. I've tried to adjust settings and everything. It does not work for me. So I tend to miss the apexes a lot, so I tend to not run good there. But I'm gonna
know a secret, Neil?
What?
I'll tell you a secret.
What is the secret?
I didn't plan on making half two a night race.
Vic, I'm gonna send you a chocolate bar.
I don't eat chocolate, but thank you.
You can send it to me.
I'll send it to you. I also don't know where I'm getting a chocolate bar from, but it was the first thing that came to my mind, so.
They sell them at gas stations and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Nah. If you're gonna go to a gas station, you gotta get a good old gas station, like hot dog or gas station.
Oh, yeah. Or 7-Eleven taquito.
Yeah, get one of those.
Ooh, yeah.
Spin it around for 12 days.
Hey, that adds flavor.
It does.
It does, yeah.
Just like my trophy added weight, apparently, that everyone was trying to protest me during the race.
Yeah, you see, you're just nonstop cheating, and it didn't get you a win in half number 2. But hey, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, right?
Well, I was really hoping that people were gonna run out of fuel, because I was 7 laps good, and before Darren and Dallas got to me, whoever I was with, they were gonna run out of fuel, and I was gonna win. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be an easy one. And then it was like a brigade of just cars just started coming. I'm like, oh, these people definitely pitted after me. I have to now fight for this one. And I wasn't in the way, so that's all that matters.
See, yeah, you know what? You didn't uphold your promise. You didn't get the win, and you didn't really get in the way.
I didn't.
But hey, you still got to take it, I suppose.
I still did the best out of the do good bunch, and that's all that matters.
That's right. And hey, you know what? Right now, Carlos has got you on screen here. That there's a good screenshot opportunity for you right now. That car with the trophy on it.
Hold on, Carlos. Don't change it.
I actually just sent him 2 screenshots as well.
Oh, there you go.
You can change it. It's fine.
You can change it. It's fine.
Show something else. I should have made like the Knuckles like helmet too. That would have been perfect, wouldn't it?
Ooh, yeah.
The main thing I'm gonna go off and say, I love how at the beginning of the night, Vic was not a fan at the ugliest paint scheme out there, and then by the end of the night, he was in love with it. And that's my goal in life.
I still hate it.
No, I still hate it too. It's the worst line job I've ever done. Like I was at work, and I actually designed this car on a Snap-on computer.
Oh.
It was one of our scanners, and I just jumped on the computer at lunch and I made a scheme real quick, and that's why none of it's straight.
You know what? I think for Vic, you're kind of kidnapping him with these terrible paint schemes. It's like Stockholm syndrome. He just has to.
I have to keep
Kinda-
the best is still the
love it.
non-sponsorship one.
Oh
That's
yeah,
still the best one. But you know,
So-
I gotta get an idea for next year what we're gonna do.
I was saying, what about next week?
Ah, yeah. What is it? Pensacola? Oh, I could make a really bad Christmas one.
Hell yeah.
Right? Isn't that what they do at the Snowball? They do all the like Christmas cars.
I think some of them do, don't they?
I could make a really bad like Frosty the Snowman car
Ooh.
with stick figure Frosties.
Talk to
Who
Joe
was the one
Francis
with,
about that.
with
He's
that
got-
weird pit sign that we were pointing out earlier?
Oh,
that
Cooper
was funny.
Johnson.
I didn't get to do a pit sign. I was too lazy to do one.
Oh. I think you could forever put that, the weird way
That way.
knuckles on your pit board sign. That could be your thing.
No,
now.
I could be like how Joe has the dog. I can now
Yeah.
have Ugandan Knuckles as my
Yeah.
new poster. It's a good
There you
thing
go.
to have here.
Yeah. You'll always know it's you when you pull
That
up
is
the
true.
road. That's for sure. Yeah.
And you always know I'll be on the way.
On the way pit road. So before we let you go, any final shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, I listed them all before. So, Do Good Motorsports, JD Hilltop, all the Do Good family that we got over there. Mr. Jeff Green, Dusty, Dave, Jordan, which we missed tonight, sadly. Of course, I run my best races, and he's not there. You as well, Goody. Carlos, everyone. Vic, as always, for putting this together and dealing with all that. Almost was a bad night with the whole server issues, but think about it. We went 50 laps, green flag, no cautions. So that's a plus for Daytona. I thought it was a good night, not just because our results here, but, we had a nice week off with Thanksgiving and everything, and glad to be back.
Yeah, glad to be back as well, and awesome run. And hey, go do something crazy. I want to see your best ugly work next week at Pensacola.
I'll try. I'll get on it right now.
Heck yeah, love it. You gotta work on having that ugly scheme.
Yeah, I gotta work on it.
All right. Well,
All right,
thanks
guys.
again, Neil.
Thank you. Have a
Talk to
good night,
next
guys.
week. Yeah, me too. Neil Rutt the third coming home in the third position. Next up, we'll bring in our second place finisher here tonight, Darren Staff. And man, it didn't seem to matter what half you were in, Darren. You were dodging wrecks tonight, and ended up getting hooked with your teammate, and ended up having a solid run here in half number 2, coming home with a second place. How'd you get it done?
Yeah, I mean, I knew sticking with Dallas was the best move that we could have done all night. So so whenever I hooked up with him, I was like, all right, we're up at the front. If no one can make a move around us, I'm gonna keep him in that first place. And I'll be 100% honest, I was gonna try something there at the end, but with Neil sneaking to my outside, I knew I wasn't going to be able to get to him, so I just stayed behind him and basically drove him to the win, because I knew that a 1-2 for RK was the best thing I could have done in that moment. So so that's what I did, and I knew as long as that decal on the back was celebrating at the end of the night, that's really what mattered to me.
Yeah, it's Carlos kind of mentioned about that, so it's kind of cool to be able to honor your buddy with a good 1-2 finish. And I think he was guiding you through some of those wrecks out there tonight as well. I think we rode on board with you probably, heck, was it 3-4 times dodging those wrecks, and it's certainly not an easy thing to do. It's certainly the way these cars I think handle in general. It seemed like it was tough to drive in a straight line when you want to. How the heck did you manage to get through some of those wrecks?
So the first one, I kind of threw it on the bottom. I mean, that one I really didn't have to do much. But that second one, I don't know how. I couldn't honestly give you a good reason on how the hell I avoided that one. That's probably one of my best saves in iRacing. I just kind of threw it to the bottom, saw everyone wrecking. I slid, and I was like, well, this is it. I'm totally screwed. Then it straightened out, and then I saw, I think it was Rut. Or no, sorry, it wasn't Rut, it was Dewar. I saw Dewar slide in front of me, and I'm like, uh-oh. And so I just let off a little bit and go by. So I couldn't not tell you. I made through that second one, and then I think that last one, I saw 2 cars slide to the bottom, and I'm like, okay. And I check up a little bit, and I'm like, okay, I think it was just those 2 were fine. And then I see a bunch of smoke in front of me, and I'm like, well, this is an issue. And I just threw it to the grass, and surprisingly that worked.
Yeah, and it worked indeed with again 2 top 10 runs here tonight. You got a second place obviously here while we're talking in half number 2, but coming in tonight you were 11th in the points. Kind of looking at the guys that are kind of around you, maybe had a little bit of rough nights. So it might be hard to catch a guy like Cameron Rich, Braxton DeWeese. They have a pretty good lead on everyone else here, but definitely working your way up through the chase-off standings. How do you feel now going into Five Flags next week?
Well, yeah, I mean, as much as getting the playoffs, the objective is to try to go for the championship, but to be fair, I did know that I barely scraped my way in, and I knew that Cam and Leininger and all them are super fast guys. So I've had a goal since last year to make the playoffs, and I did that this year, and so but having this run was absolutely great. And Five Flags, don't know how excited I am for that, but we'll try our best there and see if we can gain a little bit more, because definitely with tonight, now I'm gonna definitely look at the points a little bit more and see how far we can go with this run after tonight.
Yeah, and I also got one last thing to mention. It was Carlos saying, excuse me, Tony Kanaan, I believe, throwback scheme that you're running here tonight.
No.
No, wait.
Kind of correct.
You can explain it.
Okay.
So basically, the story behind this car was I was making an AI season with one of my buddies, so I joined 2311 and made this scheme, because you can even see like Monster Energy and some of their contingency sponsors on the car, and forgot that I was making this scheme for the Daytona 500 in iRacing, and ran it and ended up winning in it. But Tony Kanaan was in that session.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was in that session, and I think I threw a late block on him. But funny enough, he was Twitch streaming at the time, and if you look at his Twitch stream, he had a black flag the entire final restart. So he finished like on the last car in the lead lap.
Oh, but he was battling you for the win. But he got delegated to the back. Okay.
Yeah. Didn't seem like he cared to quote unquote win. He just kind of wanted to see what he could do.
Yeah, just go out there and have a little fun. So that's awesome. Racing against old Tony Kanaan. He's a really cool guy. That's awesome. But before we let you go, it's getting late here. Probably past your bedtime. But any shout outs you want to give?
First I want to give it to RK. They've helped me a lot this season, and certainly helping my buddy Dallas to win certainly did give me a little bit of a self-confident boost with helping out the team. And obviously the sponsors I usually run Mountain Dew, but obviously this week I ran Southwest. But most importantly, I did want to go back to my buddy Taven. He was a great guy, and like I mentioned, his truck rolled and found out it was he wasn't seatbelted at the time, and so he ended up. So I think that's what ended up killing him. But he was a great guy, and he really didn't deserve to leave this early. But he was a great friend, and I hope Hammond accepts him.
Yeah, hope he does, or hope they do as well. And thanks, awesome that you're able to honor your buddy here in an interview, and hopefully you can make some noise next week. And who knows, maybe we can talk to you again after Five Flags.
Yeah, see you guys. Thank you.
Yep, you too. Darren Staff finishing 8th and 2nd here tonight, so one of the few guys out there getting consistent runs here tonight. But next up, we'll bring in old RoboCop here. Dallas Byhand getting back into victory lane once again. Only hearing for the 3rd time. I'm still surprised when I hear that stat. It feels like you've been in contention to win so many times, but finally be able to get back into victory lane. And man, it started off weird night for you. You didn't have a rough number, and rallying back to get the win here. And it didn't start off that great here in half number 2. Or caution, looked like you got a little bit of damage and went through the grass. How'd you get back all the way up to the front in victory lane here?
Oh, we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Oh, Dallas, what's going on?
1 second.
Ooh.
Oh, because he probably has the VR headset.
Oh, does it turn it?
Oh, no. Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
There's
Do you know
1
sign
second.
language, Dallas?
He's working on it. He has to change the audio source to VAMP.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, Dallas almost won his very first race with RKM last season at the season finale at Dover. Nope, still no. Sorry. Do you have a phone?
Do you have a phone? Yeah. Hey, you can do it on your phone. I feel like if we talked to, well, he's got like a pro mic there too, doesn't he?
How about now?
Oh yeah, we got you.
There we got you.
I turned off the push to talk. That's it.
Oh.
That's really weird.
That's really weird.
Anyways.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Let's get back to get back into victory lane. How'd you get done? Going through the grass, see the damage on the race car front and back, but able to get a good pit stop and work with your teammate, get into victory lane. Did you feel pretty safe there too?
Honestly, I felt like it's just another race, another bad luck for me. I felt defeated after that second half spin. Honestly, I went through a lot this season. Missed the playoffs. Partially it was my fault because I missed one race, but I had a lot of bad luck on my side, and I knew how to get my head straight for the restart because I knew I had enough laps on fuel to make it. I knew if we stayed green, it was possible to make at least a decent strategy on these guys. I know some guys stayed out, some guys didn't. I don't know. It was a pretty rough a few weeks in OSCA for me because I typically run up front, or at least top 10, and I get caught in somebody else's messes, or I cause a mess here and there. But it's nice to have like a whole race put together that wasn't put on bad luck at the end of the race. Because I know at Talladega I was only like top 3. I lagged almost like 2 seconds, and I get a chance to be. You put me up near the front, I have a chance to be.
Yeah, and it had to feel safe. It had to feel pretty safe again. You had Darren behind you, a teammate, and it looked like all the guys around you that were kind of battling until I guess Neil Rutt was kind of making the move right at the end. There was probably the only other guy up towards that pack that you knew were going to make it to the end on fuel. So did you know that you had I think you got a handful of you guys kind of waited to make that green flag pit stop? Was that just to kind of ensure that maybe less traffic and make it on fuel?
Yeah, so we talked about it in the Discord. When Cam talked about it, he was short about like 2 laps. He asked us if we wanted to pit with him. But me and Darren were good by 5 laps of fuel if we stayed out and ran out of fuel gauge. And we make a decision to make on help out Cam or help out us on making 1 stop, or have Cam do a 2 stop. It was a decision me Darren made. It's just a 1-stop strategy would have won this race, which it did. Playing defense on the fuel would probably not be good for me. I cannot save fuel to save my life ever. So I like to play offense on fuel. It was. Oh no, it's happy. It's been so long. It's like Charlotte been back to playing. So Darren. So like 5 laps ago, Darren's like, Dallas, if I get an open window, I'm gonna make a move. I'm gonna make sure I finish 1-2. But I'm gonna make sure I make a move on you. Finish 1-2. But if I can't, I'll push to the win, which is that's selfless of him to do that because he could have easily made a move there, and we would have been 2, 3, or 4th place finish there. But sacrificed his chance for a victory for my chance of getting a victory instead. So I'd like to thank him for that. I wouldn't be here for him. I'd like to thank Carlos for having me here at Arcade Motorsports. I know it was a huge risk to having me on here. I took a year off basically of doing full-time racing. I didn't know I would be back or not. I almost had my first win here back last year at Dover. So that one stung a lot. So that kept back in my mind. When can I get my next win? My first win to LKA because I was so close. My first start with them. Oh no, it's happy right now.
Yeah, it's gotta feel real good, and especially with the RK1 too. But next week, we're talking. First thing too, Darren said he was thinking about trying to make a move. So even though we're virtual race car drivers, don't think we're totally selfless there.
No.
He was thinking about it, but
he told me that. Like, I didn't say anything in Discord. Like, make a move on me. I'm gonna put a block on you, Darren. I didn't say it to him, but I was going to do the big block.
Well, you both had to do it, and I'm sure Carlos is happy that both you guys crossed 1-2 though.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's good night for our Motorsports, I believe.
Oh yeah, and even Cam with even though especially ending on his lid, that wasn't good, but and half number 1, but getting an 8th place run with kind of on the fuel situation he was in, not a bad finish, but next week 5 flags. How comfortable you are going into next week?
Not sure because I think that my first short track on this new setup here, and I'm still learning it out. It's a huge curve versus having a regular Logitech wheel. The whole Fanatec system now, it's a big learning curve. So that's been a downside. Also going into the playoffs, and also a little bit full playoffs, getting to a new setup. Just of that, could be a little behind, but I should say it should be crazy next week at 5 flags. Knowing OSCA, the short tracks, it's gonna be mayhem.
It's gonna be nuts. Hey, you know what?
We might have a few suspensions next week, or a few bans. Who knows? It's playoffs. It's short track racing, and Vic's watching us, so who knows? Anything's possible.
I think that's gonna be the theme going into next week. Anything's possible going into next week. But before we let you go, celebrate that victory. Any shoutouts you want to give?
I think 3YTV being on board, and Drew making this paint scheme of Clint Boyer's paint. I thank Carlos for having me on the team, and thank you, Goody, for always being here. We couldn't be here without you because you're such a lovely broadcaster. Thank Darren. Sorry for his loss by his friend. That's tough to hear. I didn't lose someone that close to me at school, but also my dad. I get it. It's a tough loss when you lose someone close to you. So my condolences for him. Shout out to Ham for being a good teammate this season. I've learned a lot from him from being a teammate with him. Trying to take all information with him. Been very good with that, learning new things. Thank you guys. See you next week.
Glad.
I'm coming for next season.
Can't wait for next season as well. Can't wait for next week and seeing what you can do. Maybe end up back into victory lane once again. But congratulations, Dallas, and we'll hopefully talk to you next week.
Let's hope it's not an info care siren. So.
Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna we'll be talking to a lot of them. Hopefully it's not you there. Yeah, at least a podium. We'll settle with that.
Still on top 10.
Yeah,
That is
top 10.
check, so I'll take that.
Yeah, right. All right,
Thank you,
have a good
guys.
night, Dallas.
Guys.
Dallas Myhead coming home with the win here in half number 2. And with that, we'll wrap up tonight's broadcast. Thank you all for tuning in and sticking with us through the rain delays, iRacing issues, and my issues here as well. But I'd like to thank Vic, Carlos, Adam for joining me tonight, and for myself, Mike Goodman. Be sure to tune in again next week right here at 3Y TV. Go to 5 Flags. Until then, good night now.